Shadow's House, Episode 1. A living doll is assigned to a shadow noble named Kate. She is clumsy, but she does her best to learn how to care for the noble and learn about what she is as a living doll, cleaning up soot and trying to bring happiness to the noble she is. Trying to bring happiness to the noble. She is named Emiliko. I had a interesting experience with this show.
That is the operative word.
I didn't care for the first half, but something about it near like the last quarter captivated me, and I actually really enjoyed it. I had my notes like about halfway, three-quarters way through. I was like, oh yeah, no, I think I'm gonna kill this show, and then I don't know, something happened, and I got captivated. And I think it has to do a lot with the ending. How do you guys remember how in the ending visuals it shows like the way the different nobles are treating the different dolls?
I didn't notice that. Okay, I didn't notice that the way they were treating them. I was just looking at it more from a design perspective.
That was definitely a very noticeable thing in the opening and ending.
For the ending, I simply have the music is delightfully gothic. This show really has a unique atmosphere to it overall.
Definitely.
Because I don't know what it was. I was getting captivated, and it got more, because I won't, since you didn't notice it in the ending, I won't say like what they were doing, but some of them seem to have different relationships with the dolls, and that's what captivated me. I was like, oh, okay, exploring this, getting to see this would be interesting, because we got to see Kate's relationship with her with her doll Emiliko. I don't know, I was captivated near the end.
I definitely agree with you in like, I don't know if I fully agree. Anyway, I agree that it's interesting. The intro was fascinating. Shame that it was a little too fast paced. Like, nothing really set in. Like, I saw a lot of images, and like if I close my eyes I can still remember like the train cart, the coals, the people looking out the windows. The thing that stands out the most, because it's slowed down on it, were like what I assume to be the master and mistress of the house, or the lord and lady of the house, giving the kids their sleepy juice, their pudding pops. So, but that's a shame, because like that first couple of visuals were very interesting and really set up kind of like this grim fairy tale world that we're about to like enter and experience and sit through. But did I TZ? Hello?
No, we're here. We're just letting you finish your.
I just realized I took away.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. Meep, you dead or you alive? Are you still with us?
When I say my Discord crashing, I meant like how it literally just crashed.
Yep. Oh.
Like, on our break.
Are you back?
Yes, what I meant by my Discord crashing is how it crashed on our break. When it crashed on our break, it took away all the votes that I had tallied.
Ah,
that sucks. Oh well, technical difficulties. We all remember our votes, so we'll roll with it.
Yeah.
But yeah, speaking of our little protagonist, question mark? Or do we want to talk more about the ending?
I mean,
I'm good for either.
I'd like to give my general feel of it as well. I was just quite. It gave me not a similar, but kind of in the same genre of feeling as Super Cup gave me. It was a pleasant little experience that I followed and just sat and relaxed with, watching this living doll learn her duties and go through them all. And it was very bright and happy, contrary to the name and the general setting. That's kind of the thing. I like how it shifts from bright, like the dark and gloomy introduction and the sinister background with that to the bright and vibrant and generally comedic and happy change between Kate and Emilico. Was that her name? I thought I wrote it down.
I think it was Emilico, yeah.
Emilico, that was it. I thought it was Emilico. Because their exchange was just generally cute to see, and how Kate clearly liked this living doll a lot and cared for it immensely. Just
is
generally playing with her and showing affection to her more so than was apparently expected to happen.
She is painfully cute and adorable.
Yes.
She's so adorable to the point where I don't believe that she exists.
Mm-hmm. Of course she does. She's an anime.
Would you say she's as cute as Momoe?
No, Momoe can exist. But she's just... Like, you keep calling her a living doll. Isn't, like, am I the only one that's, like, getting the twist that they're not actually dolls, that they're people, and, like, possibly these shadow people, these sootlings are...
I was kind of building to it, yes.
I'm sorry.
No, definitely. I'm just happy that I wasn't the only one who had that idea, because when they were giving these children, or living dolls, these things to drink...
Pudding Pops.
I think that is the actual children who lived there, who was given this to drink to forget who they were and to remember themselves as living dolls, and the shadow people have taken over this house.
Yeah.
So that's something which I don't read the manga, so I'm not entirely sure. But remember how I said that I actually watched the one that adapted 60 chapters?
Yeah.
It showed the potion thing at the end of that episode instead of at the beginning.
Huh.
Well, I think that may have been something that's revealed later on in the manga, but I can't be sure. And I don't want to go check, because obviously spoiling myself for the manga.
Definitely don't. But that is the idea that scene gave me. And I have gotten this feeling that, from Kate at least, that she feels guilty about the situation she is in with her living doll. And that might be based from this, that she feels like she has stolen her life from her, and now she is just obediently and happily serving her.
That's where her, like, anxiety comes from.
That's what I'm theorizing, at least.
Well, I'm curious, like, my theory on this show is that it's either... excuse me, had to cough. That it's either that the, these shadow beings, these sootlings, took on the form of these people and kind of use it to kind of stabilize themselves and keep alive and stay alive through whatever dark practices of magic, or that they're a split in personality. That it's kind of like the ego and the id, or it's kind of like two parts of the same coin, because obviously each person is tied to each other, the quote-unquote doll and the quote-unquote shadow, and they need the dolls to be their quote-unquote faces.
That is also an interesting take that has a lot of merit, I'd say.
The thing is, though, this episode didn't really give us a lot except for just how adorable our lead is.
I mean, at least one of them. I mean, we've been following her the entire episode. Calling her the protagonist, at least currently, is not inaccurate.
Protagonist!
But as it stands currently, yes, we have not seen much than the interactions and relation between her and Kate, which is where I've been able to draw my conclusions. But from what we understand, like, there are other people in the house with other dolls. Even if we're going to be following Emilico and Kate, exploring it. I mean, like me pointed out with the opening, with ending, and I pointed out with the opening that they seem to be treating the living dolls differently depending on who the person is, and their relationship is very different.
Well, the
It
new doll we saw is like the polar opposite of Emilico, so yeah.
yeah.
Sorry, not saw, glimpsed.
Yeah, you want to fucking pull up that screenshot I took?
Sure. Just the energy is huge here.
Oh yeah. I mean, it's clear that not all dolls, all the living dolls are the same. They're not all bright, happy, and cheerful. They clearly have their own personality, and if that is, based in the opposite of their in like the ego and the id of the shadow they are based off, or the person that the shadow is based off, however the roundabout thing is. Um, this girl clearly shows that she is very different and very, if not hostile, and very intimidating.
Wait, this is the vibe she gives me. Ay, 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 ay.
I was wondering if you, yeah, was that you going for the Pillar Man then? Ay.
Fantastic. But this little scene at the end intrigued me so much because I want to see the other dolls. I want to see the other shadows. I want to see how they interact and what their relationship is. It's already very interesting to me.
I'm hoping the show goes darker. I'm surprised by how, like, I was gonna say like how little we got this episode, but I don't think that's the correct. Those aren't the correct words. It's not that we got a little. We got plenty of Emilico and Kate. Like, we really understand their relationship, but we didn't get a lot of the world, and we know there are other characters, and we got near nothing of those two aspects. So don't get me wrong. The scenes with like Kate and Emilico were enjoyable. Like, I Emilico was an anxious fucking being, all right. Like when she started tripping over herself. I guess, I mean, if they're dolls, they're not meant to be full characters. I want to see everyone together because standing alone, they don't feel like full characters to me. I might be spoiled by a couple of the shows we had on this show, but like it didn't quite hit the note for me. However, I got a chuckle when she overslept, came late, and then the whole room was covered in soot. I was like, oh no, is something really bad gonna happen?
Oh
And
yeah.
then Kate's like, I'm gonna go take a bath. You're late. I'm gonna go take a bath. Clean this up and when I get back, you better have cleaned all this up. And she's like, hi. And then you see the door closing to the bathtub that's like covered in soot. And then the moment it closes, it just cuts to everything clean. I chuckled.
Yeah, no, it was a very funny scene.
The
I like
music,
that.
Yeah,
the music even reset.
I enjoyed that. I will say one scene that I didn't enjoy. I actually say I what's the opposite of enjoyed? Disliked
Disliked.
was the scene where she kept fucking up and being clumsy. It was like it got to be a little too much
Yeah.
just hearing everything break. It
Yeah.
was like, okay.
Because, like, why is it happening? And it wasn't funny, it was cringe. I felt bad for her, and then it just made me uncomfortable because it's like, was it to show that Kate is nice? Because I'm pretty sure that she was about to get deaded and just hard reset.
Yeah.
I mean, she almost did die because she didn't eat.
Yeah, I mean, she was starving herself, but at the same time, yeah, I didn't like that, but I mean, I guess it does a pretty good showing of, even though she messes up, Kate is not going to kill her immediately for that if that is the situation that it goes to.
But at least we got like
Why
a
are we
5 minute.
defaulting?
Sorry, go ahead, me.
Why are we defaulting to kill? You can get rid of things without killing them.
Because this is
Okay.
a show where we fuck and kill.
You can always just toss them,
then.
you can always just toss them out a window unceremoniously.
Pretty sure that
What
kills
does
him.
that do?
What does that do, me?
We don't know if there's a moat under that.
There are coal mines under that.
You don't know that.
Ah, yes, I didn't kill them by throwing them out the window. The alligators in the moat did.
Listen, I'm just saying, you can easily send someone on their way without killing them. It's like saying, yes, cashier or worker at this McDonald's, you didn't make this burger good enough. You just slam their face onto the grill.
What, you don't do that?
No.
I'm mad at both of you right now.
No, but that is kind of what
Listen.
my mindset went to, that the punishment is the dolls getting destroyed or killed or disposed of.
I think reset is going to be the punishment.
Probably, but at the same time, like, because the setting made it seem like sinister underneath all this bright and cheeriness that Emilico is bringing.
But we didn't get any horror. Like, we didn't get anything.
Yes, but that's also because it might be building that up, and I'm interested to see what happens as well, because it switched between being dark and gloomy and the bright and vibrant, which it did very well, like you pointed out with the scene where there was soot everywhere and she closed the door and everything was bright again.
Yeah, I think it's supposed to get dark and gloomy at times, but I don't think it's supposed to get horror.
Yeah, no, I mean, when I first saw the synopsis and like heard about this, I thought it was going to be like, what the fuck is the show again? The Promised Neverland, which is,
Yep.
I love that show, at least the first season, because I haven't seen the second one. That's kind of what I imagined, but I feel like that might have been me wishing for more of something I really enjoyed. But I'm also okay with what I got. More than okay. I quite enjoyed it.
The same in terms of our expectations here, Makan. Though, to be fair, it doesn't say horror. It says slice of life, supernatural, and seinen.
There you go then. It was never promised.
Yes.
Someone did the lip popping sound, and I'm immediately brought back to fucking Wonder Egg. Well, Frill's gone crazy. Anyway, she really did. Question, really quick. I have a very important question before we pick up cards. How does the ashen soot-covered shadow take a bath?
Anime.
Yes.
But no. The real question is, let's talk about the opening.
I liked it. There are a lot of parts in the opening that I actually really enjoyed. Like, there was one scene where I'm hoping it's not supposed to be read into the way that a friend of mine read into it, but like the part where you see the hands being dragged down Emilico's face and the soot being left. Because the way I read into that, it's like, oh yeah, you're supposed to be the Shadow Noble's face, and the soot is getting put on you. Friend of mine read into that in a more, let's just say, unhealthy light.
Was it sexual?
I didn't say it.
No offense to your friend, but that's kind of a fucking stretch and a reach. Did they injure themselves in that one or no?
I mean, maybe? Because this is one of the ones.
I mean, I'll eat shit. I'll eat shit if I'm wrong, but like.
This is one of the ones that I watched twice, because I watched it first by myself, then I watched it with them after.
I like the opening because, I mean, like I said, it like puts up a lot of different. It sneak peeks the different relationships that the other have with their dolls, and like I said, the Hanzo, like the soot being dragged across her face. I don't really know what I'm supposed to read into that, but it is a it has symbolism that I'm not quite sure what to think of.
Yeah. Like, with episode 1, it's hard to, find that symbolism yet. That's why I sounded so unsure. I'm like, I think it has to do with, like, you're our faces in that. But at the same time, that might just be what it is on the surface level. There could be something beneath it.
I personally enjoyed the music a lot. Like, the music and the choir reminds me of more, like, actually, like, traditional, like, Russian traditional cartoons. or at least something very different than what I've come to expect from anime or most just mediums right now. Something about it just struck me as nostalgic.
I can definitely see where you're coming from with that. I didn't watch many Russian cartoons, so I can't really speak for that. But
No big market for Russian pre-Soviet cartoons in your neck of the woods.
in Sweden, no, not really.
Soviet cartoons, you.
But it definitely reminded me of some of the experience I have with dancing and with the vaults, which was a definitely a big thing in considering they were dancing. I think it was dancing vaults at least. And the general feel of it was a hectic dance with a partner.
Kind of reminded me of the dance from Moriarty's first opening with.
Yeah.
Also unrelated, but Moriarty's second opening, a bop.
But yeah, no,
I'll take your word for it.
Yeah. Since chat's calling me out, fine, how about this? Let's talk about the opening. Is that enough of a question for you guys? Because apparently it was a statement before.
No, you need to be more commanding, Valorant. And also, it's because it's not a question; it's a proposition.
It's a proposition. But yeah, I enjoyed the visuals, the songs. Again, this show did a lot that like I didn't expect. As far as the ending goes, I kind of enjoyed the little dollhouse motif they were trying to establish, while the opening kind of sits more to the like it has like a theatrical aspect to it. I don't know. I don't know what to expect.
Yeah. Are we ready for cards in that case?
Yeah.
I'm ready.
I'm gonna fuck this show. It's a lot of fun. Like I said, I'm excited to see how the other dolls interact with their nobles. I'm excited for a lot with this show. I am very much intrigued, and I was surprised. I myself was looking for something horror-esque out of this, but I was pleasantly surprised with what we got.
Fair enough. As for myself, personally, I'm gonna fuck this show, but I need to see more. Like that's really the best way I can put it. I need to see more. The atmosphere, both from the music and the lighting, as well as the overall setting, seems like really dark and dramatic. And the studio that did this, I believe, is the same studio that did Promised Neverland, so they can pull some shit out of the corner.
Also, Horimiya and Wonder Egg.
Nice, yeah. Oh, knowing Wonder Egg, they definitely can pull something completely out of left field. The characters are. Mm-hmm.
I made a joke. I said recap episode.
But the characters in our leads' behavior is so cheerful and adorable. It kind of just left me with a general sense of like intrigue, and kind of like directing that intrigue into a sense of mystery. I want to see what's happening in this mansion, in this manor, in this, frankly, looking at the picture right now, palace, this like industrial era palace, and I kind of want to see them delve more into that. I just feel like there needs to be like some dark horror here, but again, that might be my false expectations. So hopefully, at least some cryptic mystery to uncover. However, I do expect the next few episodes to be focusing on the other characters as well. So let's just see what the show brings to the table.
Alright.
I definitely.
Oh, but now then, give us vote.
I haven't said shit yet, me.
Whoops,
I
sorry.
would kill this show just to spite you.
Do it.
I'm with what Dalaran said. Is like I like the cuteness and stuff between Emiliko and Kate, but if it's just going to be wallowing in that, this show is not going to be anything special. I want to see what the relationship is with the other dolls and the other shadows. I also want to find out what the shadows are and everything about that, and I also want to find out why they made the living dolls and everything, and how. I want to know.
Can
That is
you
what.
show me?
Yeah, horror or not, I want answers, and I don't care whatever dark truth it is. I want answers to what the fuck is happening in the show, and that's why I'm interested. I'm fucking it.
I want a dark truth.
I'm fucking it.
No.
Anyways,
Give me Big Mac, Big Fuck.
let's move on to Dragon's House Hunting, Episode 1. Dragon gets disowned by his family, so he seeks out dwarves to build his house, but he runs away to find some MILF harpies who send him to goblins, who send him to fish people, until he finally finds an elf man who saves him from 4 heroes, question mark?
Saves him. He fucking obliterates the quote-unquote heroes.
I like how we all wrote heroes in our fucking notes with quotation marks.
Yeah, no, they're fucking dead. They are dead.
I'm pretty sure they're coming back.
This was the most boring show on the list.
Nonsense. Telephone. If that was Meep's telephone, that means he's probably dead. Because that sounded like a house phone.
It was his, because I did not have my push-to-talk toggled.
When Meep comes back from suffering from dial-up internet because he lives in 2009, so the elf is up, so let's talk about the elf. Pretty boy motherfucker who's apparently also a demon lord.
Oh yeah, we're covering one episode at a time. We don't know that yet.
Well, we do because the heroes were like, it's the demon lord, and they got obliterated.
I forgot they got like half a word out about that before they fucking died.
I need to ask Del a very important question. How did you get enjoyment out of this show?
Because I really like this show's sense of like fantasy. The Ara harpies were fun. The crotchety goblins were hilarious. The dumbass dwarves were entertaining. The what?
No, continue. I was just gonna say my piece.
The fucking what's called Chifubi. The fucking edgy heroes who are a god's damned joke were just like it's. I also really like the opening. We'll talk about the opening in a minute, but like this show is just fantasy fun. It's silly and I like it. It makes my brain go shh.
I did not have the greatest outlook by what I saw in the title image of the show to begin with. But I mean, I had a good mindset. I like a show with video game style mechanics and stuff, and woven in as a natural thing, even if it's not a video game thing. It's pandered to me specifically with a lot of Monster Hunter references in the video. First episode, literally just a fucking stealing the fucking wyvern egg and just like, yep, we're getting paid today. Running into him, just cooking meat with the exact same Monster Hunter music. It was fucking fantastic. I love it.
Yeah.
I thought I was going to enjoy the gags of this dragon getting into trouble all the time, but something about it just didn't.
The gag got quick.
The gag didn't even get old. It wasn't even something I enjoyed to begin with. I had an issue with the things because I just felt bad for the fucking guy.
Yeah.
It wasn't even funny. It was just like, could you not?
I audibly laughed when his crying visibly killed the mood for the dwarves. I thought that was funny. But from there on out, like, the dragon sucks. I get that's the point, but like, it's almost like it's not quite as bad as Asta in Black Clover, but like his voice is annoying, and it's not like he wants to do better. He's just whiny and expects everything to be done for him. And like I find him both like sympathetic, but at least in the first episode I found him sympathetic. I'll put it at that.
It's so boring. It got the gag got old quick, and his design is so inconsistent.
That's true.
It the dragon's design is so inconsistent. It's it doesn't decide. It doesn't know what it wants the dragon's design to be. Does it want to be big and imposing? Does it want to have the huge bulge in his throat, or does it want him to have the skinny throat? The show can't decide. And
my problem with Ryan is just it looks unnatural. It looks like he's in a constant squat. It looks like he's in a constant discomfort in however the fuck he moves. It just looks off, and it's unpleasant to look at.
When he's on his hind legs, he's okay. Yeah, see, I chat Kurosakura in chat is like the design is different in the manga. He actually looks cute in the manga. This makes me want to cry.
To answer your question, Rook, yes, we saw both episodes, and we'll get on to my thoughts of the second episode when we are there. But
I was not having much fun. I was just, after each scenario got into and this boy just being stressed out and getting more sad and hopeless, and I just felt bad for him. I just wanted him to, like, can he just get a home and, like, we end the show at, like, episode 1, and he just gets a home and then that's it. Because like, everything happening to him, I didn't. Every time something went bad, I just like paused the episode and went,
oh yeah,
before continuing because I fucking have to.
Chat brings up a very, very good point that I remember being upset about. Why the fuck does he have T-Rex arms? He's a dragon.
Yeah, they're also right that his arms keep switching because sometimes they are, sometimes they aren't.
I can't with this show. I remember watching it and I got no enjoyment other than MILF Harpies. When the MILF Harpies showed up, I literally just kept saying booby.
Neuron activate.
I mean, that is what Harpies do. Neuron activate.
I mean, the only thing I can really say is like, hey, I think this is like the only time I can remember actually seeing dwarves in an anime. Because I don't know what other show I've seen that like actually has dwarves in anime. It's always elves. There's always elves, but dwarves never really see them.
I can think of a few, but did King's Raid have dwarves now? No,
I don't remember them. I don't think so. They had orcs question marks, which are Oni. They had elves, and I think that's it, and humans and dark elves. But in terms of this, the dwarves are great. They're just fucking dumbasses, especially in the end where it's like, look over there, someone's stealing your gold. It's like, what am I doing? This is the oldest trick in the book. There's no way they're gonna fall for that. And just the fucking see, it does jokes that we've heard before, but they do them well because I wasn't expecting to laugh, but then the entire room, and they had like maybe every single male voice actor they have on this fucking show scream "Nani!" into their microphones, and I laughed. And then I knew the drowning gag was coming with a sanguine, but like it took longer than I expected, and then just blah, 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 blah. I still chuckled.
Megamind did both those jokes better.
Ah, yes.
I'm just gonna talk about how Megamind is a better product than this anime.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely didn't enjoy any of it. The only enjoyment I really got was when Diarrhea, I think that's how you pronounce the name, showed up and torched some motherfuckers. And that was just about the only fun I had was the catharsis of the people beating up this poor boy.
This poor boy.
He might be fucking huge, but he's a poor boy. He's basically a fucking 15-year-old who got kicked out by his dad.
I do agree with you, Meep, though, that the Harpies were maximum ara energy, and they even have the voice actresses for them who are famous ara. Ara Ara Inc. VAs.
The constant, and I mean constant, references in this anime just made me more and more depressed as I was watching it. Well, not depressed, but what I can't think today. The reference is bad. Reference bad. Bad show. That
I
is the
like
extent.
reference.
References were good, but I get that they're not good for everyone. They were pandering to me specifically.
In this episode,
Funny rough healing stims. Haha, funny.
in terms of, I see chat saying like, are they in a video game? I think it's one of those situations where they're not in a. I mean, this is a comedy anime through and through. Like, I don't like Konosuba, but I find myself enjoying this show. But it's all a whole like, oh, haha, meta reference joke. Like, nothing is to be taken fully seriously. However, like, I agree. I just feel bad for the fucking dragon in the first episode. Like, he's just like I get the whole point is like we're getting he has no place to call home, and that's being literally like drilled in. But it's not just because like his family left him, but that's also because like he's incompetent. Like he can't fly, he can't climb, he doesn't work out, he doesn't try to improve his stats. He's just trying to find a place where he can be a layabout.
Here's the thing: he's naturally cursed with bad stats because his stats are that low, but he's level fucking 53,
Oh.
54, somewhere in the 50s.
Okay, I didn't catch that.
I was like, wait, his dad's this level. What level is he? What?
I do like I'm reading trying to catch up with Chad. It's just best part with the Sangin. The water joke was funny, but I also like I'm like, oh, the Sangin is actually being a nice boy. Sahagin, right? Not Sanguine. Sahagin. Thank you. The Sahagin. And I'm like, and then after the dragon leaves, like finally someone was nice to him, and then the Sahagin goes, oh, I thought I was about to die. Like he was just being polite because he was complying for the fear of his life.
Also, CG Dragon at the start did not help.
Yeah, CG's not that good.
Do you want to move on to episode 2 yet?
Hold on, let me look at my notes. No, we need to talk about Meep. God damn it. The opening and the endings. It's episode 1.
Opening is bland and generic.
You're. Oh. We are on polar opposites when it comes to this.
I've seen a lot of people giving scuttlebutt about the show, saying the opening is the best part. I don't get it.
Yep. I love the 8-bit scenes, and you know what the opening tells me, Meep? That we're in for Ed. Sorry, go ahead. Well, every episode.
Every episode is going to be 2 new houses.
2 or 3 new houses. Yeah, exactly. That's the premise of the show. It's called Dragon's House Hunting. It tells me that we're in for adventure. I loved the gorgeous sceneries, and I already love how this show's designs, like how the show designs its world and its inhabitants with like its own unique spin and creativity. Like I am expecting to get some really good like Western fantasy in this, like a really fun but also like good iteration. Like I'm excited visually for this show. Also, the narrator voice is very soothing, and I enjoyed it. It made me feel calm.
All right, narrator is very soothing. I can't agree with you on the character design though. World design is fantastic, but character design, they all feel generic. Like dragons look like every other dragon you could imagine. Goblins are carbon copies of each other and look like the bald goblins wearing nothing with loincloth. The Sahagin, I guess they're different, but then again, not a lot of shows use Sahagin. Um, General hero tropes in their classes as well. The Harpies are, normal big busty Harpies. Dwarves is the only thing I was really interested by because I don't see them often in anime, and the only character design I really enjoyed was Diarrhea, because I just generally think he looks good. I didn't have much enjoyment with the different things because I've seen them done better in other animes.
Oh, good point. Good point, chat. This was 1 chapter in the manga. This entire episode was one chapter.
That might be the problem as well. There might not have been enough progress with the time we spent on it, is my feeling.
Well, we've talked about the opening. Let's talk about the ending.
How was the ending again? I don't remember.
It's very pretty, very pleasant. Everything kind of goes into this like watercolor-esque visuals, like very storybook-like. I enjoyed the song.
Yeah, the ending is pleasant and calm and serene, very unfitting of what the show puts our Dragon Boy through.
God damn.
Yeah, this is the Goblin
Hey,
Slayer.
tell me I'm fucking wrong!
A hero. I've never seen a hero so tragic since Goblin Slayer.
Yeah. Though I forgot to mention about the opening. The opening music itself is extremely catchy. It is still stuck in my head, and I find myself just humming it out of sheer enjoyment of the upbeat tune.
I think this is better than Majo no Tabi Tabi. Because at least the show knows what it wants to fucking be.
At least Tabi Tabi isn't boring.
Though I do think both the protagonists will become equally insufferable, but for different reasons. Oh, one more thing before I give my final thoughts. Actually, I'll just give it in my final thoughts now as we vote for this, as we hold up cards for this episode. This show looks like it's going to be a good time. For me, apparently. I'm hoping for a lot of laughs and fantastical adventures as these two boys try to find himself his happy happy peaceful home. Also, the after credit scenes are going to be nice little touches too. Though in the first episode, I don't know I think they were trying to squeeze into the screen time because it went by way too fucking fast.
You stuck around for the after credits? I jumped ship as soon as the ending ended.
Nah, it's cute. The after credit scenes is just Didera explaining like fantasy real estate terms, and I'm like, or like fantasy real estate like aspects, and I'm like, this is cool.
I'll be perfectly honest. I think the after ending credit scene might have been the most enjoyable part of the fucking episode for me.
Well, listen, Makan. You and I have teamed up on multiple shows in our mutual enjoyment. It's about time that you and me have one against me.
I'm not teaming up. I'm just me. Yeah. You didn't give your final conclusion to that, though, Dalaran.
Fuck.
I was going through this, feeling sorry for the Dragon Boy and just wishing it would stop, and kept pausing every time he got into a new scenario, groaning and looking how much more time I need to spend on it. It was a slog to get through, and I didn't have much fun except for the little catharsis when 4 people who was trying to kill him for little to no reason, then, hey, maybe we'll get some fucking clout if we kill a dragon.
Get some mats.
Got their assholes reamed by a lightning bolt. And if a scene where some people get comically killed off in a one-shot is the only fun you have with the show, I don't think that's a show for you. So I'm gonna have to say kill.
All right.
All right. Let's move on to episode 2.
Are you not gonna get? Wait, did you give your vote?
Oh, right. I'm gonna kill this show. The dragon. The main character is insufferable, and it looks like it's going to only be him and like one other character each episode. And I'll get into my feelings on Dara in the next episode, or in when we talk about the next episode. The show is just boring. I can see why people like the manga, because at least you can take the manga at your own pace, and you're not forced to watch it at this slow burn. I feel like I'll put it this way. I feel like I could have enjoyed it if I watched this at two times speed. Possibly. No, I wouldn't have. I still wouldn't have enjoyed the references, actually, and the animation still would have been butt ugly for me. So,
Speaking of references,
Speaking of references,
Episode 2.
Episode 2. Letty and Elf go to a house with many traps. Letty doesn't want the house. They then go to a haunted house. Spooky stuff happens until the ghosts are friendly, and Lord Samuel used to apparently travel with Elf. Letty doesn't want the house.
This is when Dragon started to lose me. I'm not gonna lie. Letty is just. I don't like single shtick characters. I think it is the downside of anime, of comedy anime, where it's just this, like, this is why I stopped watching Konosuba. It's because it's the same shit. And Letty, like, to be fair, Elven architect, real estate agent, demon lord is a fucking shitlord. He's just letting this poor fucker get his shit stomped. I'm hoping there's going to be payoff in the show where he actually becomes stronger from his experiences in house hunting. But like, if they just stuck with this model that's on screen right now, the dragon would have looked good. But yeah, the weird fucking barrel-chested T-Rex armed version they have for him, I don't like how he looks either. I think Daedara's magic is beautiful. I think the houses they go to are really cool, except the temple was really disappointing on the inside. The haunted house was awesome, but the inconsistency in Dragon's design and the consistency in his whininess is definitely. I am starting to feel it in the second episode.
They did so many references this episode.
I loved it. I loved it.
I couldn't. It was so, like, I hate. Okay, reference humor can be good if it's done sparingly, but this is just constant reference for the sake of haha funny reference.
I don't know, me. Both of us are huge fans of the Abridged series, which are 80% reference humor.
Yeah, but that's different for me because it's an abridged of an show that I've already existed and seen. I want to see people be shitlords of that show. This I don't, because, well, I don't mind if it's funny and lighthearted. They can do jokes in that. It's just when 90% of them are references, it gets old quick. Admittedly, TFS stopped doing reference humor after the Frieza saga.
Regardless, we're getting off topic, and I personally didn't notice any of the references in the first half, though they did come quite a lot into place, and once they were references that I personally did not have a investment in, they did feel quite excessive.
I don't know. They went to the haunted house with a Castlevania moon. They had like the Scream guy up on like one of the like walkways. You saw the Scream painting.
Yeah, that one was great. That was just hanging in the fucking ceiling. I agree. That is a good set piece.
That was hilarious. Then they made a goddamn Luigi's Mansion reference by giving him a fucking vacuum cleaner, followed immediately by a fucking Resident Evil reference with Leon Kennedy running really fast.
That was the only thing in this show that made me laugh because I just love his.
You just hear as like Leon Kennedy sprints in the background.
Oh, that was a good scene at least. Just.
Then you get the token fucking creepy kid, fucking haunted house creepy kid in the fucking painting who just does nothing except follow him faster than any Family Guy gag has it. Oh, and then they switch. Huh?
I was just gonna say, oh no, my view is shifted to first person.
Yep. And then they switched it, and then they made another Resident Evil joke, but which then turned out to be a House of the Dead joke in the end, which I really appreciated because it's like, what is this blood? And then the door. It's so good. Like this show's for me, man. Like, this show's for me.
You can have it. We don't want it.
Yeah, no, some of the references did tickle my fancy, and just well, a lot of them didn't, but I did enjoy the set piece of the Castlevania moon, the fucking screamo face in the ceiling. I don't know, is that the Scream? I suppose it's called.
Oh yeah, and there was of course the obligatory Shining reference, which I knew immediately when I saw the hole in the door that it was coming.
Yeah, and just Leon Kennedy sprinting off in the background. Those things were things I enjoyed. However, I will now get into my major issues with this entire show that came with it. From the ending of the first episode, I felt like Diaria might be someone that Letty can trust. This is evidently not the case, as he continues bullying him with physical abuse and mental torment, stressing him out of his goddamn fucking mind constantly, and just generally becomes like everyone else, who causes this boy to undergo more torment than he has any fucking. He has not made himself deserving of being in this much fucking pain.
Don't worry, if you die, resurrection spells are my specialty.
Yeah, just okay, thanks.
And his reaction was like, "I'd rather not have to be resurrected in the first place," which is a genuine response.
Yeah.
I liked the visual gags and like with the reactions and video game bits, like when they go like 8-bitty and like with the little fucking text boxes. I always found that humor to be funny. I liked it in like the Zelda mangas and the Pokemon mangas. It's just a nice little homage to like where, I mean, this show isn't serious for me. This show is just like a silly good. It basically is a shit post.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's why shit posts you enjoy in 5-second intervals and not 23-minute intervals.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed Scott Kaiser's Kaiser Neko's the good shit.
My issue with it though is like, if I could enjoy it and as simple dumb fun, dumb comedic fun, but it's the same kind of dumb comedic fun that was had in when I was like 10, and when everyone went, "We're bullying that kid today," and then you poked fun at him constantly, just making him cry was the height of comedy.
Yeah.
It's what this show feels like to me. It's just bullying of a character that really has done nothing to deserve it. It is not fun to me.
I think I unconsciously suspended my empathy and or sympathy because I realized that like the way the show's going. But I remember in the beginning, the first half of the episode, or I guess I should say the first third, um, in the temple, like I was starting to get annoyed with Diaria too, because it's just like, why are you not helping this dude? Like, you have healing magic, heal him. Like, he's obviously hurt. Like, and I didn't find it funny. I thought the animation for when the dragon fell and he like fell on his head and his whole body was sticking up, but like I thought that was done in a very funny way. Like, I could see the animators having a lot of fun designing the scenes with like slapstick, but slapstick has never been my humor of choice. And on top of which, just shitting on a already miserable person has never been funny, and neither is like excessive violence. Like, if you remember, my issue with Horimiya is that like, yo, stop beating people you care about. It's not cool, it's not funny. I want to imagine that Diaria is doing it to make him stronger, but I mean, I admit to that being like a reach, potentially.
Yeah. I mean, he might be thinking that he might get better about not abusing this poor fucking boy that was born with unfortunate consequences. It feels bullying of someone who doesn't deserve it, and considering how he is naturally just incapable of being the race he was born at, it also feels like it's bullying someone with a disability.
Also, I actually like what Ruck put in chat, the way he explained the things on reference humor.
You gonna read it out for the folks at home?
If you want to read it out, fine. He said, if the thing you like most in a show is the references it makes to other media, then the show quite simply fails to stand on its own feet and relies on others so much like the dragon himself. That is a good way to put my feelings on the reference humor in the show.
Oh man, that last sentence, yo, clap, fucking snap, burn. Okay, yeah, no, that's fair. I still think the show does enough to just make it enjoyable for me, but like that is the issue with reference humor, is that it's not really your comedy if you're only making references. It's how you use it. I think the show did it funny in this episode. The first episode was, I got the Monster Hunter references with the fucking little cat and the guy in green. All was missing there, the fucking music. But in this one, I think it was executed funnier just because it was a string of jokes that did work together. Will I see this shtick getting old? Yes. Is it hit me yet? No.
Seems like we've talked about what we could with this episode. Are we ready for cards?
Nah, there's 2 other things I want to bring up.
Okay.
One, there were 2 lines. And now, I don't know if this is the Funimation subbers, translators having fun with it. But when Diria says, come at, like, you want a house? I got you, come at me, bro. That took me a fucking second.
I give you that. That one was jarring in a funny way.
That one was jarring to me in period because it's so fucking out of character for Diria. The one that got me was Dragon running down the hallway, just being like, don't pay attention, just keep going, no thoughts, head empty. And I'm like, that one made me laugh.
Was this the show was acting sus, or was that Nagatoro? I can't remember.
What?
In this show, did Dragon say someone was acting sus, or
I think I
am I remembering the line from Nagatoro?
Don't know. I don't remember it.
Then it's probably from Nagatoro, I'm thinking. Never mind.
Yeah, Nagatoro if it's controversial and problematic, but yeah, it's just I laughed when it was just like, just keep going, don't look back, no thoughts, head empty.
Alright, yeah, no thoughts, head empty.
No thoughts, head empty.
Wait, are you talking about the thing that we were told about the writer with Nagatoro?
What? Not at all.
Because you said Nagatoro is controversial and problematic, and I don't quite know what you mean.
Oh, it's the content meep.
The content means nothing really problematic with it. It's just...
Yeah, if you're a sadist who likes making people cry, then enjoy it. Anyway. Or if you're a fan of, like, excessive Ahigawa faces. Sadistic Ahigawa faces.
If your partner is consenting, then there's... Like, are you saying that Hori is wrong for wanting to be slapped now?
Anyway, back to the show.
Anyway, yeah.
And the other thing I wanted to, I will say this. I don't like the whininess of... I lied. There's one more thing after this. I don't like the whininess of the dragon. It's starting to grow on me. Like, I hear it crying in my ear. To be fair, this episode, he was scared most of the time because of the haunted house motif. So that kind of, like, really ate up a lot of my endurance to it. But, man... The whininess is bad. However, the actual vocal performance, the way he was like acting, or she actually, they, I don't know who the voice actor, the VA for the dragon is, the way they were acting scared, the way their voice trailed off in certain parts when he got more scared and went really high when he was like, ee! I thought that was really good. The vocal performances helped the delivery of the jokes, in my opinion. And then the other thing I just wanted to bring up from this episode is how fucking cool the Lord Wraith is. Homie's a fucking nice boy. He looks terrifying, but he's just such a nice dude after he killed the guy who betrayed him.
Yeah, respectable. Yeah, he's a good lad.
He's a damn good lad.
And I would say you are right about the vocal performances, but that is kind of what's ruining me, is that they are too fucking good, and they are really selling me that this boy is just fucking psychologically tormented, and he does not fucking deserve it.
Fair enough. But yeah, damn it, Letty, stop being scared of fucking everything. This property seems super good, and if I was an adventurer, I would take it in a heartbeat, because look at all these dead boys who will be your friends.
Yeah, you got all these pals. We'll be right outside if you need us. Just holler. We're here for you.
They're so accommodating and nice. They're so accommodating and nice. They're like, oh, do we scare you? Listen, we can lay you down in our graves for a few years until you get comfortable, and then we can hang out with you whenever you need us. They're so nice. They're so nice.
Yeah, we'll just go fucking hang out in our grave. Just tell us when you want to hang out.
Oh my god.
I bet you the twist at the end is going to be Letty gets his house, realizes he still isn't satisfied, and that he's just lonely.
He is lonely. But so is the Wraith Man.
And then he comes back
the
here
Wraith
and
Man
he
has, like,
just hangs out here.
What was that mean?
Wraithman already has like 50 friends.
I forgot his name was like Lord Albert or something like that, but
Samuel.
Hmm?
Don't you tarnish Albert's name, Dale.
I think this absolutely would be Albert if he died in a fucking fantasy setting.
No.
Anyway, that's all I wanted to say about the show. I honestly, my favorite thing about this episode was hands down the fucking Wraith Lord.
Yeah, no, when he came out and was just generally nice to the Dragon Boy, I did enjoy that because that is what our sweet bean of a Dragon Boy who was just fucking dealt a shitty hand in life deserves.
Yeah, he needs help. I'm ready for cards.
So am I.
Is Meep dead?
Hello?
Hi.
There is.
I said I'm ready for cards.
Do it, Meep. Let us know what your very mysterious and not at all obvious vote is gonna be.
Well, I'm gonna kill this show. It's just boring, and Letty is getting on my nerves all the time, and everyone's shitty to him, and the show is shitty to itself. I can't.
Fair enough. I guess I'll go next. I chuckled and smiled a lot throughout the entire episode. The first part with the temple dungeon was not good. The animation on the Dragon Boy, on Letty, not good. And by the end of the episode, Letty really started to annoy me because Jesus Christ, even when they're being fucking friendly. Why is a dragon scared of undead? Especially when the undead are being nice. It just that soured a lot of stuff for me. I just don't like one-noted characters, and his nature being this will get old. I feel like it's going to get old fast for me. However, the fantastical and somehow wholesome imaginings of these fantasy tropes as home property owners and roommates keeps me very interested in seeing more. So I'm going to fuck this show. I want to see what other wild houses they're going to give us. Like, how am I going to, because as a DM, I'm just enjoying seeing the different depictions of these characters, whether they're tropey or they flip the tropes on their heads.
Yeah, I would say the Dragon Boy is scared of the ghost because they scared him before he knew they were friendly, and then he's still just kind of anxious around them.
Fair enough.
The Dragon Boy keeps getting bullied is my general issue, and hey, I thought Diaria was going to be a nice friend who would be supportive and help him, help save him from all the mounting and rising issues that would be attacking him and trying to bring him down. But no, he is just another person with a stick poking him in his vulnerable bits when he is crying on the ground. I can't handle that. That is not fun to me, and I had my share of that as a kid. I'd rather not revisit that part of my childhood. I'm killing this show.
Fair.
Well, that is 2 kills for Dragon's House Hunting. Now, we move on to 7 Nights Revolution, Episode 1. A girl named Faria is the leader of the 7 Knights, heroes of a goddess who fight darkness. She saves Nemo from some darkness, but they get attacked by more darkness until it's too dark for Faria to handle, so Nemo synchronizes with his hero and lights his arm on fire to fight the darkness.
Cool, thanks, me. Where do we go from there?
Is there much to talk about this show with that we haven't already said about a different mobile game anime from one of our seasons?
Yes, actually, I have a few. This is the one I watched first, and it.
Oh, me too.
So I decided, hey, I don't know how much I'm supposed to write, so I wrote a full fucking page of all my fucking thoughts. And then I decided this took an hour. That's way too fucking much. The show starts off quite strange with her being in this village and deciding to sing a lullaby as a funeral. Apparently, it's strange to me.
I'm
But
gonna be honest. That first scene, I saw this. I immediately saw the spider webs, and I'm like, oh, cool, spiders here too, because the spider isekai is still in my head.
I don't even know that one. Um,
Fair enough. Then I'll say this about that scene. I really like how they do the fire in this show. Like, the fire, it was 3D, but it actually looked really good, especially when it switched to 2D in her hand. But I do agree, the lullaby was strangely, I liked it a lot, but it didn't fit the tone that the rest of the show was going to be in.
yeah. No, go on.
I was just gonna say, starts off not very strong, and it doesn't help later on that it does something that a lot of anime do that I don't like when it's to establish. I can find it forgivable when it's to establish something like a character's power, or how strong something is, or to increase the gravity of, oh shit, there's this person here, at least he's important. But when it's something like grunts going through, it does something that, and this is mostly because a lot of anime do it, and I've just gotten sick of it over the years, where it's, let's just slaughter random people, you don't know anything about them, to try and get emotional resonance. I don't like it when anime does that a lot of the time. It doesn't work for me. I feel like when there's death like that, if you want an emotion, if you're doing it purely for emotional resonance, you can try and get build up, and then you'd find more things to do with it. And I just don't like it because it feels like it's grim for the sake of grim. And I get it's supposed to set up the tone of the show.
Uh-oh.
I get it's supposed to set up the tone of the show, but I'm not going to obviously not going to talk about what happens in episode 2 yet, but judging by episode 2, its tone appears to be all over the place.
I just want to say, you say that slaughtering random faceless characters doesn't work. So did the opening of Vivy not work for you?
Well, that for me worked because it was establishing the bleak future and what they're trying to stop.
I'm pretty sure the people here were trying to stop their villages from being slaughtered.
It is the exact same situation, really.
Can I fucking finish my sentence, please?
Sure. Go ahead.
In this, it didn't work because, one, I don't think it was done as well, or it was nowhere near as tense. Like, what happens in Vivy, it's fucking tense, because you start off seeing, like, it's slow, and you're seeing, like, people hiding, the AI is coming up going, how may I help you? And there's really freaky. And it sets up this tension incredibly well. In this, it's just, you hear screaming, you see monster, girl falls, help me, crunch. It didn't feel like it was done with any care or tact, where I felt in Vivy it was.
I don't think you're giving it the justice it really deserves. Vivy is a greatly better produced show when it comes to it. I'll give you that, because I agree. Yeah. That definitely is. But saying that this is ineffective because of that, even though it kind of does the same thing. A woman is screaming in fear of her life as a monster stuffs her head into its mouth. That is a show of how uncaring, unflinching, and uncompromising these monsters are. I don't think you gave it enough justice if you're saying that it just doesn't work. If it's just like, oh no, I fell over, I'm dead now. It is actually pretty brutal, even though it is not as detailedly animated as Vivy was.
I didn't think it worked at all. I explained why, but we're gonna be talking in circles for another 10 minutes, so we can move on if you want.
Regardless,
I mean,
I'll.
Makan just disagrees with you, dude.
Yeah, no, I'd say they essentially work the same way. Vivy is just better production quality. That's all my opinion is that.
Yeah. Oh, but I will say this. Sorry, may I?
Yeah, go cut it.
I will say on this scene, while I agree with Makan, you already said everything in terms of like how I feel about the, how they measure up. So I have nothing to add on that. Except in terms like I think it did exactly what it needed to do. It showed danger, and from that moment we understood danger. I liked the monster designs. I thought they were pretty decent. Not entirely sure how gory the show is going to be, and that's still something I'm still not entirely sure. At least in the first episode, since we're pretending we don't know what happens in the second one. We do get more gore. Like there is that one scene with protagonist Kun, which we'll get to that. But like cleaving something in half, that was dope. And like it feels like it's simultaneously trying to be gory but also pulling its punches on certain scenes, because they didn't go full on Attack on Titan and like they bit down on her, but they didn't rip her body in two. So wasn't entirely sure off of that scene how far it was going to go, but yeah, it served its purpose.
Yeah, they didn't get graphic with it, and they pulled their punches on it, which, I mean, if you're going to have a horrific scene, it's going to be a horrific scene. Don't pull your punches about it. And yes, I agree that they cut up them, and that's why I think it's not as effective as Vivy is, because they kind of implied stuff, but never actually did much. I would like to talk about one of the things that I felt was very strange and was a plot hole I realized very early. Directly after the opening, we cut to the first time we see Nemo, as he is underneath some rubble and swears he's going to protect someone.
What the fuck was that scene?
Yeah, because then we cut to the train and they're like, oh, we need to go to the town to look for survivors. And then we cut back and Nemo's running through the town. We've completely abandoned that plot point. It's gone. That never happened. Fuck that.
Yeah.
Is that supposed to be a flash forward to the future? I don't know.
But it was in the architecture of this town.
I never felt any tension throughout this scene. I didn't feel any tension. I didn't feel any build up or weight to what was happening. That's just why I didn't enjoy it. Even Nemu felt.
Also, I just want to say, whenever he introduced himself, I'm like, no, that can't be your name. Please. You can't just be the same name as the fucking fish in a Disney movie or Pixar movie. Because I cannot just not think of a fucking orange and white fish whenever someone says his name.
But it's Nemu, not Nemo.
No, it is Nemo.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh. Well. Fuck. Even with the train scene and what happened later on, like, it just felt no tension in the show, felt no weight behind anything that was happening. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, as he makes his way through the streets and finds out he can't escape the. I accidentally clicked something. Finds that he can't escape the town because of all the monsters around. He gets himself trapped in a train station, and the monsters find him. They're about to kill him as Faria comes and saves him. Which that fight is okay. It's alright in my opinion. Introduces the power system, which is actually an interesting idea in my opinion. It's quite intriguing. Killing the monsters, she is happy that she was able to save him. I don't know if they searched through the city more, but it kind of feels like she just left like, yeah, I saved one, let's go. And they left.
Yeah, Because we see those monsters. There's still monsters in that town.
Yep, there's
They
still
obviously-
monsters flying above it, and she's looking off to it.
They obviously didn't make any effort. Yep, we got one person. Let's leave. And when it comes to the power system, I personally disagree, but that's just because I've seen a ton of different gotcha anime do the same thing. So that's just my personal reason for it.
Yeah, I don't want to judge people by what other things do most of the time, though. I mean, like, hey, it sounds quite interesting of summoning heroes of the old to help you fight. It's a cool power system.
It's just, for me, I've seen that done a ton of different times. This to me felt no different, and one of the lesser effective ones, but that's just me. Also, literally, I can see the gotcha card when I look at it.
Yeah, because they used the gotcha card. Even so, they get on the train, they talk a bit and spout some exposition, and Nemo gets offered coffee, and I mean, clearly showing that Faria is a lunatic, thinking that someone who has never drank coffee before will enjoy it. What? I don't think anyone enjoys coffee before they've drank it at some point.
Why am I now imagining the fucking lightning barrier goes up? Jumping ahead a little bit, when the lightning barrier goes up, just don't worry, Faria, I'll help you. Pulls out his phone. God damn it, PayPal locked my account again. Don't worry, I just need to buy 5,000 more gems.
Oh, I'll fucking get to that, maybe. I have my issues with that too. Anyway, they talk about exposition and kind of explain more about what the school Nemo is kind of not transferring, starting in, and that they're meant to fight these cultists named Thesis, who summon demons and everything, and wants to destroy the world. Basic shit. Then we cut off to the town where the killed monsters that Faria left behind starts morphing back into a larger one. Considering that she is supposed to be the leader and of the student council, which is the combination of the strongest fighters of this school has, she should probably know that is something they're capable of and taking precautions for already. But I digress. This big monster runs down the train and knocks it off the tracks. Big fight ensues. Faria cuts it in half, and it regenerates. Clearly showing that is not going to be the solution. She summons up the barrier, tells Nemo to run away with... God, what was her name?
I don't fucking remember.
Ellen. Ellen, that was it. I wrote too many notes. I'm going to fucking use them. Which Nemo refuses, even though he's unable to fighting, saying that that Faria also needs to be saved. Which he then has his anime protagonist moment and awakens to his power. Making a contract with the goddess of the world to give his life in return for hers, which she finds amusing, and gives him a contract with a hero that remains nameless, so I will affectionately be calling him Edgeman.
Junpei Plus.
No, just Edgeman.
No, he's Edgeman. He is.
He's Edgeman.
They share the same hairstyle.
Also, really quick, just to iterate a couple of points that I heard while I had to step away. They did specifically say that coffee is a new luxury, like a new good to these lands. So I mean, but I agree. Like they nerfed her real fucking quick.
Yeah, but like the coffee thing, that means she's had it before. She knows it's not a pleasant experience at the beginning.
Maybe she likes bitterness. There are crazy people out there who like bitter.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. It's clearly showing she's a lunatic. That's my thought process there.
I will also say that the first fight with her and like just saving Nemo, you said it was average. I thought it was fire. Like the way she flipped, there was some really good animation on her, just doing what she do. It's pretty dope in my opinion. Just not to say you're wrong, but like sure it wasn't something mind blowing, but it was a fun fight in my opinion, just to show off her powers. But it just feels like they Well, you're getting to it, but they nerf her fucking quick. But I also thought two things. Sorry, just catching up. How the hell did she see Nemo that fucking far away on the train? She was like a mile away.
I mean, she didn't see Nemo. They saw the demons attacking the town, and they.
She said, "There's one alive. I see one alive."
Did she? Oh my god!
Hold on. I will give this show this. That's a common thing in anime. For example, how did the Toke guy see Vivy jumping from the roof where he was? I can suspend my disbelief because anime does it so much, and I've given up on trying to hope for anime to stop doing that.
I'm pretty sure she didn't say like, "Oh, I see one alive," but what the fuck? Okay.
Oh, she did say that. I specifically remember that moment because the person I was watching with went like, "What? How?"
Oh no. Okay.
And the fight again, I thought was really good. Like her magic was cool and all, but I will say this: the whiteout, just delete everything off the screen AOE attack was pretty lame because it flashed out white and then returned, and they just erased all the monsters from the board. It was just an empty street. And then, like two shots after that, they show like the corpses and like the little piles of dark meat. But it would have been nice because that really took away the tension. Not only did you flash out instead of animating it, you didn't really give us anything except board's wiped.
Yeah. No, actually, when you're giving me more context to Adele, I do think I enjoyed that fight more than I originally thought about it. I think I was more comparing it to the second fight in this episode.
Yeah, let's talk about that. Did we get to what he does? Yeah, he gets the contract, and it's literally a persona.
Yeah, no, he awakens Edgeman McGee, and
he literally goes persona. They even go, "That was you and that was you and you is me," and like they even have the fucking intro sequence. I was ready for the Velvet Room music to start playing as I was watching that scene. However, to be honest. Yeah. God, what a good OST. To be honest, they're more like Fire Emblem personas, and not that weird digital Fire Emblem Persona game. I don't know. I haven't delved into it, but I thought it was weird. It's a cross between like Fire Emblem Heroes and Persona at this point.
I'm generally confused.
Fair enough. Did you two like the, Sailor Moon transformation that she did into her persona?
No.
Was it like a full Sailor Moon, or did I just did my mind just go like, all right, I'm just gonna put white noise over this, go away?
Half and half. I thought the transformation was pretty cool. You saw her kind of like armor transform. She got the little glowy thing on her head. She did the little twirl, and she became Princess Fighter.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it's full Sailor Moon. I wouldn't say it's that outrageous and fucking excessiveness. But yeah, no, I quite enjoyed that transformation. It's harmless, really.
I can't believe Furry activated her domain expansion.
Yeah, but Nemo, having gotten his sword arm half succession thing, runs forward to cut a train car in half that's being thrown at the barrier, which crashes through it, cutting it in half, saving Faria from imminent death. Then rushing forward and easily cutting down two minion monsters before running at the big one and starting to fighting it with his sword arm grappling hook thing.
Really quick, that scene where he cuts those two minions and like how the blood is like globular and jammy, I thought that was really cool. Like that's what I was referencing when I said like the show does go into gore, but like
yeah, I didn't actually notice how much detail was on the blood until I'm just looking at this now, actually.
Yeah. I really enjoyed that still.
Is Nemo the I Like Trains kid?
The what now?
What?
Nemo the I Like Trains kid.
No.
Train comes for him twice.
Fuck. Either way, the fight goes on. Nemo does some damage to this thing before getting pushed back. Him and Faria teams up, and Nemo distracts it while Faria cuts it in half again, and this time that apparently works. What?
We're not explained cores in this episode, right? Oh, sorry, Meep, go ahead.
No, we are not.
What'd you say, Meep?
I just went protagonist and did jazz hands.
Yeah, no, fair.
She attacks it in the exact same way, except it works this time. That's the only difference.
But now there's two of them.
Yeah, sure.
Are we ready for cards?
Ooh, are we ready for cards?
Meep. We have some more stuff to cover first.
Damn.
The show goes on. Yeah, they kill the monster. She offers to shake her hand. He thinks it's not worthy. They leave with the on the train. They probably fucking walk after that. But they get back to the school, and we see a bit of an introduction to that. And I know since Dallas brought it up with every first episode, we kind of also want to talk about the opening and the ending. I don't remember this one had it though.
Fine.
The opening felt short. Nothing really, in my opinion, was nothing really to write home about. Pretty solid and usual anime opening. Bonus points if it doesn't spoil the show, and all of that what was shown in the opening is unique content. But we do get introduced to what seems to be the whole cast and the antagonists. Not sure if their design, not sure if I like their designs or not, because I kind of need to see how the show will draw them. But I thought at this point that because it's a gacha game, they ranked up real fucking quick. I thought that was like their level 1 and that like their 1-star all the way up to like their 5-star forms. But no, that's because they summoned the spirits of heroes.
Yeah. I mean, generally the opening is quite nice. There's a lot of different characters to go through, and it seems to be kind of stock fighting big monster thing, which doesn't seem to be spoiling things more than the characters in it. Just generally good animation. I think the fighting animations in the opening is far better than the second fight in the show, because I felt like the fighting in the second fight felt stiff and weird, especially from Nemo.
It's because he only has one arm, and it's just one armored arm that he can't really even move.
I suppose so, that he only has power in one of his arm. I could accept that, but at the same time, it feels like the rest of his body should kind of ragdoll along, if that's the case.
Just Gary mods his way through combat.
Yeah, I just clip into the monster.
Fuck.
Yeah, but
You're fucking the show. Oh my god, me.
Oh.
Also, someone in chat pointed out, thanks Rock Dog in chat, that Pixar was ripping off 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea when they used the name Nemo, and in Latin, Nemo means no one.
Alright, I mean, it still won't stop me seeing him as a fish. That's just the poor thought of it. The ending is a more kind of a, I don't know how to describe the kind of feel of the music, but it's like a happy-go-lucky music where it's kind of showing all the characters being happy together and general scenes of the school and the areas in the world.
It's anime.
It's an anime stock ending. It is not action packed. It is calm and friendly.
The ending.
Yeah.
It's a
shining through the roof.
Okay. I'm genuine. No, sorry. It's a pleasant song. The ending theme, I thought the opening was pretty. Yep, it's anime opening. The ending, pleasant song. Very, very pretty stills, but stills nonetheless. Very pretty stills, though. With a little bit of like, sun is rising over the angles. That was really pretty when she's on the horse.
I mean, you get insight into the characters and how they work in everyday situations, I suppose.
Yeah, that specifically that shot of all the characters, kind of like with their personas. I'm not gonna call
with
anything
their personas.
Else.
Yeah,
love that scene. But it's nice to see everyone in their day-to-day life. I like when we do that, when you see like a lot of action-packed characters. Although, now that I'm looking at the stills, the characters are drawn rough in this one.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't see that because it's only on screen for a few seconds, but Yeah, the characters are looking a little rough there, bud. It also tells you who gets what persona, so
Yeah, it's not really a surprise there anymore now, is it?
yeah, no. Well, sorry, y'all. For those of you who are mad, feel free to boo us in comments and boo us in chat. But regardless, I thought that was nice. It's always nice to see characters.
Boo!
What, boo
Boo!
us for something the show fucking did?
Boo!
Fair, you know what? Makan's got a point. But the show.
Fuck you, stop booing me, I'm right.
Boos mean nothing to me. I've seen what makes you cheer.
Your boos mean nothing to me. I see what makes you cheer. That was a terrible delivery on my part. I tried to make a good delivery. But yeah, no. The show's very pretty, and I'm surprised no one has mentioned this.
It is pretty. The art style is just kind of not to my taste, is the thing. I can concede that it is a objectively pretty show, but it doesn't do much for me.
I will say this. I think King's Raid was better animated.
You need to go back and watch King's Raid.
I mean, Gilly has been mentioning it.
Go ahead. Go and enter that void.
Regardless, I feel it's time for us to give our cards now that we have gone over. Yeah, sorry, I was putting down my glass. I think it's time for us to put up cards now that we've gone over the opening and ending.
I'm down.
Okay, I'm gonna kill this show. I'm throwing Nemo off a cliff.
Damn, no, they're never gonna find him.
But yes, Meep, you're not killing him.
Yeah, the Gators and the boats are.
Exactly, they count for 5 votes.
I like the first episode. I'ma fuck it. I'm genuinely impressed by the visual quality of the show. So, Meep, when you said fucking King's Raid was better animated, this had the animation of King's Raid during its combat sequences when King's Raid was actually good. I like the visual quality of the show. The action and the JRPG baddies designs were actually, make me optimistic about what we're in store for here. I can see some pretty cool freaky deaky monsters coming up. So, fuck.
It put me through, the plot holes with Nemo trying to, I swear to save you, and then just fucking disregarding that. And
yeah, that was fucking nothing.
Yeah, and then the monster getting cut in half once, and that didn't work. Getting cut in half the second time. Oh no, I am dead. It's,
oh no.
That made my brain go, the fuck are you on about? And, yeah, I'm kind of just seeing the show pulling more of that, so I'm gonna have to vote kill on the first episode.
Okay.
We might have a wheel today.
We might have a wheel today.
Alrighty. Well, let's move on to Seven Knights Revolution, Episode 2. Nemo is introduced to the Seven Knights. They don't like him because he is protagonist-kun. Nemo is shown to the dorms, but an ice dragon breaks out and he teams up with Ice Boy to kill it, and he wins over Ice Boy's heart. And some would say Ice Boy's heart grew 3 sizes that day as he realized that Nemo is
He's a mean one, you could say.
He was. And so was the rest of the fucking council. Why are they all fucking dicks to him? Except for Beast Boy. Beast Boy seems cool.
Yeah, I could understand it somewhat. He's a complete nobody being brought into the most elite part of the people in this fucking school. He has not even started his first day yet.
I guess I wish people were more honest then, because yeah, fair enough. I guess I wish people were more honest in real life then, because I know a lot of people who actually would treat someone like that, but they don't want to lose face. These people don't give a fuck. They're just dicks.
Well, I mean, usually people would be like, they wouldn't be as dickish about it as these when they were like, no, you can't, he's just some normie. Well, normally like, no, Maria, seriously, you can't. He hasn't even started his first day here. Instead, they're going like, no, I want to kill this boy. Ugh.
Yeah,
well, that it is quite excessive in how they reacted, but they definitely should not have been hot on the idea of letting him join, but...
no one was like,
Yeah.
hey, is this a good idea? Like, guys, calm down. But, like, yeah, also, is this a good idea? No, everyone was just like, Elf Boy was being a fucking Elf Boy. Fucking, who we find out at the end of the episode, disciplinary commander's being a bitch, which kind of makes sense, disciplinary commander, but abuse of power. She's just super rude and cutting.
I mean, she kind of just said, like, we can't allow him in here. He's a fucking nobody. I mean, which is kind of the path you were going for that. I can kind of understand where they're coming from, but at the same time, yeah, they didn't do it in a good way.
Yeah, I mean, I get it once we talked about it, but in terms of first impressions, they made the characters all seem not pleasant. Beast Boy, I just don't think he gives a shit, which is why he's not mean. Ice Boy is a dick and continues to be a dick until Nemo fucking proves himself in the fight, which, and fucking Ellen is a sub, and Princess Girl is just, I'm President Princess, so I say it, so it goes.
Just Ellen as a sub, I'm like, you didn't have to say it.
Ellen is a bottom.
But you did.
She does share a house with Nemo and Faria, so...
I ship it.
But, I'm getting some jobless reincarnation, the family vibes here.
I ship it.
You have the secretary / maid, then you have, I don't know how I like this.
Also, did they shrink Ellen's chest in this episode?
Did they?
In the scene that they introduce Ellen, they do a bottom-up panning. They do a panning bottom-up shot, and Ellen is, like, stacked for a girl her size. And, like, I noticed it. I'm like, Secretary Shorthair has big boobies. And then in the second episode, when they show her doing... They had a very similar shot as she walks away and says, don't worry, I like doing the paperwork. She was a lot less endowed.
It might have been the different clothing she was wearing as well.
Okay.
Because she did have other clothes on her. I'm not imagining that, right?
I don't know.
Because, I mean, clothes complement or, you know... Clothes complement your figure or they don't. So, yeah.
I just noticed that it really felt like they shrank her chest. And I was like, that's weird. Also, hero of the blazing ice?
Yeah! What?
Come again, boyo? And the hero doesn't say no. He goes like, feel the cold power of my blazing heart. And I'm like, Jesus fucking Christ.
Like, no, what? You gotta pick one, boy. or have fire powers as well. This doesn't work.
Try hard.
I bet he's just like, he is so fucking horny for someone, like, the hero is so horny for someone that has fire powers. He's like, yeah, I'm also fire. I'm a blazing ice.
Icy Hot.
Ah.
I did not like Icy Hot. He's like, oh, you're cool with the younger, like the underclassmen, and you get along with everyone. Then why the fuck are you a dick to this kid?
I mean,
you're about to punch him in the face before Titty Ada Big Titty, because the show knows what they're doing with that character. Librarian's son comes in.
Yeah, no, the girl that's on like one of the fucking banners in the gacha game. Yeah, it's just like, hey, look at the big titties. Buy our fucking, give us money.
Who he likes, he looks at her and goes, oh, fucking, I don't remember her name, but oh, librarian son.
Here's the thing, I don't think he is popular with the underclassmen and everything. I think it's just Faria buttering him the fuck up, so he goes like, yeah, I'll fucking do it.
That was funny. I'm like, he's gonna buy this, isn't he? Yeah, he is.
I enjoyed that. That was, yeah.
Yeah, me?
No, I was just making a joke. I was talking about the Ice Boy going, yeah, I'll fuck you. I mean, what?
Well, yeah.
Like, your delivery on that was really good. Yeah. I need a screen cap. I need to clip that later, or at least put in a little stream marker.
Yeah. But him accepting to take this on and them being so responsible, going around, oh, I fucking hate this. Oh, I have to show you around. And then almost fucking physically assaulting the boy. I didn't really give him a good impression in any fucking light.
Yeah, we got the title drop 7 nights, but they suck.
Yeah, 7 nights are fucking shit.
Also, I'm looking at this art, and the elf's hero is as fucking edgy as I expected his personality to be.
Oh yeah, fucking Christ.
Fucking fallen Azamar.
rogue.
Yeah.
We
Regardless.
also learned.
No, go on.
I was gonna say we also learned that the reason why Elf Boy doesn't like to go to one part of town is because there's a girl that's really thirsty for him there, and who I think has sexually assaulted him before. I'm not sure.
Yeah, she definitely has an elf fetish.
Yeah, no, I'm like, okay, I find this amusing that he's just like, hey, can you just give this to her? And then just like, in his mind, aha, it was a trial. You're quite obedient, aren't you? But like, no, you are taking any opportunity to avoid this woman.
Yeah, for real. I actually found that funny. That is how they bridge their gap. He's just like, listen, the chick there does not know how to keep her hands to herself, and like she means well, but bitch is thirsty to the point where she's like making me dehydrated. So please take this there. I don't want to go. And I'm like, all right, fair enough, cool. The obedient
Bitch is so
comment.
horny,
The bitch so horny. What?
so horny she makes me horny.
I think the problem will be solved if that was the case.
Yes.
Also, the guy's a douche, so he might have like an elf elitism, kind of like elf only kind of policy. In which case, fuck off.
Well, no, Dal. It's like that thing where after you get that like post like that clear nut like
Post nut clarity.
Post nut clarity, and you just you look and you're like, what the fuck was I thinking?
Well,
Yes.
she's also the one who's going to like dress her, closet or her locker in photos of you that she did not ask your permission to take.
Nah.
She's totally the type of girl to lie and say she was using protection.
She goes into your bag. She goes into your bag, throws out the condoms in your bag or your wallet, and then brings her own, which she poked holes in.
Wow, that sounds like an unnecessary work. Just bring a needle.
Yes. That's the point. Except not for while he's wearing it, because
What, nope, not continuing that thought.
You want
Anyway.
to put the drag how cutting it in half didn't work this time?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the point. And now we know why. Because of course. Because of course there are cores.
Yeah, they did give an explanation to that, which I enjoy. That they at least had some fucking forethought about it, but at the same time they didn't show Faria destroying the core. It's just cut the monster in half and it worked this time. Either way.
Yeah.
Either way, the fight with the dragon starts. Nemo brings them away while Ice Fire Boy McGee, Icy Hot, keeps fighting the dragon and being pissed that Nemo's not escorting people away fast enough.
It's just like you upstart, right? It's just like fuck you. Like let people also have a chance.
Yeah.
I mean, I get it. He didn't want him dying, but like, that's not a healthy way of expressing that concern. Also, the cut after the quote unquote, commercial break of him just like running was weirdly out of place. Did anyone else feel? I mean, I get it. It was to show off that he has anger problems and his heroes being like, "Yo, man, you're being a dick. Don't. It's gonna kill you." But like, oh, careful. Your anger can be a weapon of great power, but it could also be your demise on the field. Like, he's checking his boy. He's being like, "Yo, you're being an asshole." But like, why the fuck was it shown that way?
Yeah. For a second there, I thought like that was Faria running. I was like, wait, because it came right after we saw Faria, Nemo, and Ellen clearly not Browser's house.
Baps meep.
What? Why are you booing me? I'm right.
Either way, when Nemo then shows back up to assist Icy Hot and starts fighting it and sticks a knife into an icy part of it for some reason, and ties it up with his grappling hook arm, keeping it there while giving Icy Hot a clear shot at the point where he stuck a knife in. I don't see why that is helping though, but I guess to mark it, but the ice was already marking it, so I don't see the point there either.
Yeah, it's weird.
But when Icy Hot is freezing over the dragon and Nemo is unwilling to let it go to make sure that it gets frozen, almost putting his own life in danger, he managed to success fully unlocking the full power of Edgeman, transforming fully and getting the emo bangs to go with it.
Yeah, it's and then we learn. Uh, and yeah, no,
He did. He did.
it it was. I didn't even enjoy the fight. It just felt like things were working for seemingly no reason, and then I don't know. It's then we get like Ice Boy's backstory, who his father used to fight the darkness, and now he's gonna fight the darkness.
Yeah, it felt quite hasty and just yeah, we're friends now. Good job. You have a friend now. Yeah, we're gonna be best buds, right? Yeah, yeah. Like devoting, like yeah, I can become stronger if I have a gutsy guy like you by my side. It's just like fucking you hated the guy like 20 minutes ago. Like even less, like 5 minutes ago, really.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's asinine. Well, 2 minutes from our perspective, I don't know how much time fucking passed in between, but god damn it.
Technically, like a day, I think.
I know, because he still hated him when he fucking showed up at like the alchemy shop. Like it was between that time and like Nemo running away with the other people and the time he fought the dragon alone to the end of the fight. That's like where he stopped hating Nemo. It's such a fucking short amount of time. It's just like, oh, okay, we're best friends now. We're gonna stick together forever.
Yeah. I feel like every episode, like the next 6 episodes, are going to be each with him with each of the knights winning them over.
Yeah, I feel like that's going to be the case.
Not down for that ride. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, I don't think there's much else to cover except the post-ending scene that I don't know if both of you watched, but I certainly watched it.
God, I ran away as soon as I could.
Yeah, it holds another gaping plot chasm with Faria talking to the oh god, I can't say that fucking word apparently. Yes.
Disciplinary?
Yeah, disciplinary committee girl about Nemo and why she's allowing him to be there, stating that she's afraid of his power.
What?
The power of a fucking sharp stick on the end of a rope. That's all we've seen Nemo do. That's all his power is. It's just a fucking grappling hook with a sword on the end.
I'm assuming it's power potential, but at the same time, he's one of the 7 knights. Why are you afraid?
Well, he's not. He's a no-named hero lost to time.
Oh, that's one of the 7 knights.
No. The hero that Nemo has is not one of the 7 knights. It's a hero that is not there because he's not in the statues. He's not in the like murals and everything. But still, you've only seen him have a fucking grappling hook. That's all his power is.
Yeah, I definitely am not a fan of him just being like, I'm the protagonist and I have the destined hero that could save us all.
Yeah, like, just like, and she's talking about like, oh yeah, he has a dark power that might consume him. Like, fucking what? What dark power that might consume him?
It was unnecessary complications to try to build intrigue. I agree with you. I did not like that either, because both her, like, Hime Goddess, Princess Goddess, and fucking the librarian who seems to know what's going on, both regard him with great respect and like hope. But I mean, it's okay. The president is allowed to make a mistake and have a flaw, but her just being this uplifting person and then at the end just being like, I I want to be wrong, but I just don't trust his power. It just seemed like an unnecessary complication.
Yeah, it's fucking silly as well because, like, from what we've seen from everyone else has some sort of elemental affinity. His is just fucking sword with a rope.
It's technology.
And I guess fire? I don't know.
I mean, not really. He has fire on his arm, but it's not doing fire element
Lit his arm
shit.
on fire in the darkness.
No.
Are we ready for cards?
Hold on, my phone crashed. I'm trying to see if I have any other notes that I wish to bring up about this episode. But yeah, I did not like the fight. I thought the fight was boring. I liked his axe a lot. I liked his design. All right. Oh, yeah. His axe was really cool.
His general armor design and his weapon, yeah, it's fucking sick.
Yeah. But the combat he was nowhere near as flashy or impressive as Lightning Princess, and the ice was like inconsequential. Like it didn't do anything to the dragon. Like it didn't slow it down. It didn't like immobilize it. It didn't like stop one of its wings from flying. It just was there, and then it exploding from inside the dragon was cool at the end. Why didn't you just do that in the first place?
Yeah, why? Yeah, it's same question for fire. Why didn't you just cut it in half right the first time?
It's just it was the fight was cool enough, but like I thought it felt repetitive and it got dragged out for way longer than it needed to do. And like I mentioned this in the first episode, but it really felt like they just put all of Joe's ice power like out right of the way. Like that's everything he could do.
Yeah, I mean, I do have to disagree with some part about the fight. I feel like Joe had some moves. He did some nice front flips, heavy axe smashes and stuff that felt like they had quite a lot of impact. It was entertaining to watch him smash this fucking dragon in face and then freeze it over for a bit before it got out. But yes, the fight generally didn't feel good with everything. I would agree.
Otherwise, that's really about it. Ending's still pretty.
Yep, it still is.
I am going to throw Nemo off the balcony and then kick fucking Ice Boy in the dick. I'm going to throw disciplinary person into an oven for 10 minutes. I didn't enjoy my time with this show. I'm going to kill it.
My experience with this show has been gradually building up, and the plot holes have become so abundant. This show is starting to look like a fucking Swiss cheese. The fight scenes are not really showing much improvement, with the fight with Faria and the big monster still feeling kind of a bit stiff and everything in Nemo's movement, I'd say. And yeah, everyone kind of being cunts, and I don't really want to see them be redeemed in a way that seemingly shifts their entire character to be, oh, I hated you 2 minutes ago, now we're best friends. It feels unnatural and forced, and I'd rather just not keep watching. I'm going to kill the show.
All right. This second episode, was a lot weaker for me. It's just, it was downtime, but it wasn't done well. Like, we were introduced to all the new characters, to the full roster of our 7 knights, but like, they weren't good. Like, they didn't paint him in a good light. And like, the librarian existed only to build intrigue about the story of the heroes as well, and more importantly, the nameless hero that our protagonist Kun has. And like, if what you say is true and they continue doing downtime like this, and like especially if the next few episodes are going to be like this, I'm out. I'm fine with them wanting to. I'm fine with them like spending downtime and kind of showing the different training, the different actions, the different places and venues in the in the school. Like we got a little bit of classwork and it looked pretty. Like just visually, the show still continues to be very nice in my opinion. But that all that being said, I'm still gonna fuck this episode. I'm gonna give one more to see like if it picks up or if we're just in for like a school arc that I don't care about. But I'm surprised, but I do kind of dig this show. Not that big of a fan of our protagonist, kind of over the whole quiet, sheepish, but super powerful and brave when he needs to be boy protagonist thing. You know, like I have my Midoriya, I have I have a couple of other characters, but like I'm good. I don't need more of that. But I still want to see everyone's forms, and I am still invested in the action. I want to see the fights.
Holds Itadori in my left hand and points my gun at you. Anyways, well, that is a double knife and one fuck for Seven Knights Revolution, episode 2. Let's move on to It's Too Sick to Call This Love, episode 1. Rio is an older man who falls in love with his sister's best friend after he saves his life, or after she saves his life. He confesses his love and follows her around like a stalker, going shopping with her, sitting down with her at a cafe while his ex insults her, even sending her gifts.
Oh
Everything
boy.
in the show is the worst. His sister is an enabler. He's an enabler. Even she is an enabler. Everyone's an enabler in this show. And no one calls the fucking police. Even though this is literally stalking.
Yep.
His sister is super pretty.
I mean, you're not wrong.
He is also super pretty, but he really is a scumbag. But like, his sister is super pretty.
His sister is the worst. She knows that her best friend doesn't like this and continues to fucking enable her brother, helping him at points.
Yeah,
Very
I
hard.
don't like that at all. Yeah, I guess we're just jumping into the deep end.
I have one point to make before. Did they just use the exact same apartment from Horimiya?
No.
I watched this. I watched these two episodes twice. Once with our audio editor and once with our friend Chair. And Chair
Why would you
pointed
do
out
that?
to me because it was fun to point and laugh at their reactions. That was the only enjoyment I got. But the fucking apartment is the exact same as the Horimiya apartment, right?
No, it's just, if you watch enough anime, there's a certain way of depicting apartments, and this is one of the styles, really popular, common styles.
It's a very common apartment shape. It's not even an apartment, it's a fucking house.
Yeah. But in terms of notes, in terms of the episodes itself, I did laugh. The English in the beginning caught me off guard, but jokes aside, he wasn't bad. It wasn't, "Are you having fun, my son?" It was like,
Yes, I am Dad.
whoever is voicing Mr. Rio is good English. The Japanese pronunciation and accent is obviously still there, but it was less of an accent and more of the pronunciation this part. So I thought that was pretty cool.
By the way,
But
oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I made a drinking game out of this. Every
Oh,
time
no.
I visibly cringed, I took a shot. I took 8 shots this episode. 5 were in one scene.
Fair enough. The boy is rude. Rude. She's sweet.
Yep.
She's really sweet. Also, the station they showed in the beginning scene where he almost fell, I've been there. It took me immediately back. I was like, "Whoa, why are they? Yeah, why are they on the outskirts of Tokyo?"
I'm not bothering you, Em. Oh, I'm
Yes.
not good because I wouldn't stop anyways.
That is the number one point I'm working up to, Meep. She fucking Ichika is sweet. She's just a really good person, which makes it so that I really like it when she stands up for herself because she saves him. She seems really flustered, gives him a bento, which I thought was really strange. But hey, you know what? They are just selfless, good people like that. And her immediately telling him off in the beginning in that scene, like in capital letters, I'm like, thank you. Ichiko told him right off. And god's damn this man, I hate it. Then we get to the opening, and then we get to the episode name, which is like, I guess he's not that bad. To which I was like, you sure about that episode name? You sure about that?
Yeah.
Also, Del, chat's pointing out screen still on 7 nights.
Thank you.
That's gonna be fun for me to find the timestamp.
Just dive until you hear us raging about this.
Yeah, I mean,
I know.
just go to when you see this and go back 5 minutes. That's when we started talking about this.
I'm just being a salty bitch.
Don't be an assaulting bitch.
No, then you'll
I
be
wanna
this blonde
assault
guy.
you. What what Lewis? What happened to the days when we and us other guys would just go over and kick his fucking ass?
Yeah, go on, Del, with your train of thought because you had a good role going, from what I understood.
No, it's just like we got to the episode name, and it's just like I guess he's not that. I guess he's not so bad. I guess he's not all bad, and it's just like you sure about that? Because yeah, and this is the part where we can discuss the opening. To which I have to say, damn it, I really like it.
Yeah, it is very fucking good.
The opening is an absolute bop. And it is very cute and pretty. Like, it's not like pretty as in gorgeous and the visuals are stunning, but it's very pretty and stylistic, and I really like the opening. It's the best thing about the show.
Funny enough, after I saw this opening, it just made me go and watch the Horimiya opening again because I missed it. I actually wasn't a big fan of the opening, if I'm being honest.
Good. I'd prefer if you didn't lie to me.
What?
Yeah, you said if you're being honest. I'd prefer if you didn't lie to me.
Shut up, Makan.
I wasn't. I like. Don't get me wrong. I loved the ending. The ending theme and visuals were fun. I enjoyed it. It's just I didn't enjoy the opening as much as others.
I mean, I agree. Damn, it's literally from my ending notes. It's damn it again. The ending is super pretty, and I actually thought the song was cute and fit the visuals really well. Insert grumpy face.
It's ending. Fuck.
I will
No,
say.
Sorry, Meep. You joke, Makan, but that's literally what I did when the opening started playing. Because I'm like, that whole scene, I'm just racking up my my points, my proverbial points, and the ending plays. I'm like, wait, do I like this? Fuck.
Yeah.
Is it bad that whenever like the girl would get her disgusted face, like just by seeing him, it actually made me chuckle a bit. I'm upset that this show got chuckles out of me at times.
Same.
Yeah. This show got a lot of fucking chuckles out of me in the first episode simply by the sheer disgust she shows of this man. It's what fucking got me. It made me really enjoy just how much she fucking despised him.
I do have to commend the show for not doing the joke with the virgin olive oil that I thought they would.
Yeah, yeah.
I enjoy the joke they made with it, though. It's fucking good. I love Ichika's just sense of humor. Like, it sounds like some hidden move.
That part was alright, but the fact that they used her like nerdy gamerism and that he obviously looked up gamer terms before meeting her next time, because his sister, which by the way, in my notes, his sister's kind of a bitch. Like, she can obviously see that her friend is not interested, but she's prioritizing the imposing wishes of her brother, which he's a handsome rich man, so I guess he can do whatever the fuck he wants over what seems to be one of her best friends, if not best friend.
but she also finds it amusing, which makes it worse. It's like, oh,
Yeah.
I enjoy seeing you miserable, my best friendo.
Yeah, she's getting a kick out of it too. I think the whole family's twisted, but we'll get to that in episode 2. Um,
I, if you would.
hmm?
What'd you say, Meep?
Don't worry about it. It's fine. I was just making a dumb joke.
All right.
Oh, okay.
Well, with the fucking, I enjoy like characters being blunt. I find that fucking great comedy, and each guy just being like, "You're fucking creepy" to his fucking advances in the beginning was just. I like that shit. That's good shit.
Yeah. And then the
This
show
pretty
fucking...
boy, yeah, no, fuck this guy.
Yeah, this fucking womanizer knows that he's hot, knows that he's awesome, and just proposes to her, and she's just, like, utterly disgusted and creeped out. Like, the show played into it with him having a derogatory fetish and kink, like a humiliation kink, but,
Yeah.
like, he's an emotional or verbal masochist, and, like, okay, cool, whatever. Consent is still a thing, and she obviously is not giving it. And I really, like, to make it through the episode, like, I started living for Ichika's just to see this sweet, kind, considerable person, just this good being, just stand up for herself and just utterly be like, "You're gross, what the fuck is wrong with you?" Like, if it's coming from someone like that, you know what you're doing is wrong, but you don't care because you're fetishizing her because of your own weird fucking ego issues. I don't fucking know. Ryo's fucking demented. Like, he is narcissistic and a megalomaniac, and I dislike him greatly, which is why when at the end of the episode, and this is when I realized that every episode's going to do this, because this older woman is antagonizing her and mocking her, she felt insecure, and she said, "You know what? He's pretty okay towards me." And like that, I started sharpening my knife. We'll get to votes, because there's other things I want to discuss, but just...
By the way, that girl has an NTR fetish. She said that she likes that he's a womanizer.
Oh. No, like, just him, like, you constantly going into this, like, the worst you can say is no, and I'll still keep going, and being met with ew is just what makes the show for me. That's the only reason I actually had fun with this one. I didn't have fun at any point with Dragon House Hunting, but I enjoyed some of the laughs I got from this. I enjoyed the sheer disgust she shows this man. Him enjoying it, though, is not fun.
It is funny that when she called him, the screen turned to roses. I thought that was funny because of just how over the top this motherfucker is. But this guy's basically Adam, except, you know, like, not murderous. That is a reference to Skate the Infinity from last season. Sorry,
I haven't seen that one. I'm planning to see it though because it kind of looks good.
It's a fun watch.
Yeah, no. The thing that someone in our chat said, yeah, he needs to find an actual dom who will just fucking berate him, so he doesn't need to go and do it through a girl who is not in this fucking age group.
She's not in. Fuck the age group. 10-year difference. Her being in high school makes it a little worse.
Yeah.
But like, it's a fine line to walk because grooming is an unfortunately real and disgusting thing that occurs. But I've also seen those dynamics work out, like a 6-year difference. But that's because the older person was genuine. That being said, fucking, she's not enjoying it. She doesn't want this, and you keep fucking doing it. She's blatantly not stop, but dude, stop. Leave me the fuck alone. My mom is asking me questions. You're stressing me out. Her hair is disheveled. She's not getting off on this. This is a one-sided fetish that is not being reciprocated by the other person who's being pursued.
It's 1 a.m. Let society teach you a lesson. Click.
That's episode 2, but that was good. That's episode 2, but that was good.
Fuck.
At the end of the day, he like
Is it possible to have not enjoyed things when you watched them, but to enjoy them in hindsight?
Yeah,
'Cause
I
I'm
guess.
starting to like get this feeling that I may have enjoyed this in a so bad it's good way, and I don't like that.
Are you about to fuck this show, mate?
I
Do you want to know the
depends
fun
on how I
thing?
feel once I get done on talking episode 2, because
Ha,
I'm
ha,
kind of talking myself into it.
do we want to maybe go to cards then? Unless you have anything more to speak about episode 1 about?
I'm good for cards. I will say I am going to kill episode 1. I am going to kill episode 1, but depending on how 2 goes and if my mind decides to betray me, it might change.
I am killing episode 1. In fact, you know what? Makan, go first, because I realize I have a fucking paragraph written for this, so I'll go last.
I see. When I was writing down my final thoughts for episode 1, I entertained the idea of fucking this episode. Simply with how much I enjoyed Ichika and how she is a person. Because I love people who are sweet, kind, and wholesome. But if you fucking wrong them, they have the amount of venom that could kill a blue whale. But the fact that she is so unwilling to be in this situation that she fucking hates this man and he keeps stalking her.
Yeah.
In a very grooming way and trying to use his fucking attractiveness that he fucking has and his fucking money and social standing to try and slightly nudge her into the idea. It's absolutely fucking disgusting. And as much as I like Ichiga and I want to see more of her, I don't want to see her have to deal with this guy anymore. I'm killing it.
Yeah.
That's fair. I don't.
Yeah, I'm killing this show too. Like, just God's damn this show. Like, well, the comedy actually lands for me. Like, I also got a lot of chuckles. He is terrible. Like, honestly, like it's I get it. It's so bad it's meant to be funny, but there are people like this and there is shit like this that happens. In reality, it's not fucking funny. Honestly, I thought I might be okay with this show despite the cringe since I actually started living through her insults towards him. Like, I'm like, okay, I can watch this dude be awful and he gets his comeuppance. Nope. The show pulls out the he's nice to me shtick and just nope. He is ignoring her wishes and her boundaries, which for someone who is as kind as her to be, I am really enjoying how much she holds up her own boundaries. It is really disappointing to see her cave at the end of each episode, which it implies where this is going. That his relentless assaults and assaults is not fair, but his relentless pursuits and what's the word? Thing starts with a V. Not violations.
I don't know.
Regardless, his incessant the fact that he's insisting his preferences and his desires over her clear desires in the opposite direction is a problem. He's constantly pushing whatever he wants over what she is clearly saying him. Not cool, dude. Knife.
Yep.
Now, don't get me wrong. This is bad. This is a bad show. But The Room isn't a good movie either.
I don't think The
Thank
Room
you.
should be supported either. Like, the fact that Tommy Wiseau is like making so much money off of it is proof that it's the reason why we can't have good things. Harassment. Thank
Yeah.
you. His consistent harassment of her. It's bad that her whole society and her whole social group is also like pushing her to do this. Like, oh, look how handsome he is. He's got a nice job.
I'm gonna be honest.
So
I
we're
think her
moving on
mother-
to the second episode then. Should
Yeah.
we read the synopsis?
Yeah, but Meep's been trying to say something.
No, I was just.
No, you said
I
I'm
was
gonna
trying
be
to-
honest with you.
Oh, I said. I think the mother isn't on it. I think the mother knows.
I don't think Ichiga's mother knows that it's a fucking man 10 years older than her, fucking harassing her against her will. I don't think she
Well,
knows that. Because if she is any decent mother, she would not stand for that shit.
Well, in It's Too Sick to Call This Love, episode 2, Rio goes home and sees his crush and her friends in aprons. He then goes drinking with his friend and tells him about his many crimes. He continues to be creepy and goes to the school festival with his friend and ends up saving her. No, I'm thinking about what happened this episode, and I actually don't remember getting as many kicks out of like the disgusted reactions as the first.
He's very pretty. I will give him that.
Sister is still the worst.
His sister's very hot. I'll give her that.
And the two friends who are now in love with her.
Dalaran, here's the thing. Both the sister and him are hot, but they're also bad people.
They are bad people. I completely agree.
And the two friends who are now crushing on the guy don't help.
Yep. His friend's kind of cool though. Also, did anyone feel like his friend looks kind of like Jokat?
Kinda.
He kind of looks a little like Jokat.
A bit, I suppose.
I think it might be the glasses and the piercings and the hair. Everything else.
Yeah, no, in this shot, didn't think about it, but yeah, he kind of does.
He's like a less nice, very much less good Jokat.
The fucking trend of everyone being an enabler continues because his friend is an enabler.
Because that's the joke's premise. The show, at the end of the day, with again what happens when he catches her and she slaps him upside his face, which is awesome, and then goes, he smelled like cologne, doki doki. I'm like, this is what the show is. The show is, at this point I realize, him hitting on her until he slowly wears her down, and because of her own insecurities or her own lack of experience, and everyone else pushing her to do it, including her best friend, she's gonna do it. And it's not good for her.
Yeah, here's a fucking thing about that. I have not looked up the fucking definition of this word, but isn't that actually just fucking grooming?
It is, yeah. I think it might be.
Yeah.
I mean, she's adamant enough outside of it, so it's not grooming, it's just Stockholm Syndrome.
There's the festival. Oh, sorry.
I would say Stockholm Syndrome. She's not. I know, no, it is Stockholm Syndrome. She's forced to be around him until she likes him. Yeah, that is Stockholm Syndrome. Fuck.
The show is oddly pretty in certain parts, including the charming festival scenes.
I can't bring myself to fuck this show.
You're sitting here.
Thinking about it. I think part of my mind is wanting to like it more just so we get a wheel, but I can't. No, I'm not strong enough.
There is one thing that's actually kind of good about this episode. And and it is the scene with Rio, not Ryu, her brother, which thanks parents for naming your kids the same fucking name.
Really? I didn't even know that. Fuck.
It's Ryu and Rio. She goes in how like her and her brother didn't get along because he was a delinquent because he's so pretty, and back when society didn't let him have whatever he wanted to have because he's an attractive man, he became a delinquent and just brought random women home, which I assume his father had an issue with because of either marital issues or because she like stole shit or ate their food, didn't behave well, was like, you know, made a mess or something. I assume his father beat him. I was dead ass expecting him to have a black eye or a bruise on his face or somewhere on his body when he went to talk to his sister, and he just caused a lot of stress for his sister, and they never got along. And now he's so interested in her friend, and Big Brother Oni-chan is finally paying attention to me, so I'm going to enable him. His sister is also Stockholmed by him. He just continues. Any point of influence he has, when it's not lust or sexual or physical attraction, is unhealthy.
Yeah, no, it gives some context. It gives some context, or yeah.
No. The more we talk about it, the more I want to watch this train wreck go, and I'm conflicted.
Oh, but Super Cub is bad.
Oh yeah.
But I can totally laugh at this.
How about you have to take a nice nap with Super Cub instead, huh?
This is a joke, Meep, but why don't you go shut the fuck up and take a nice nap with Super Cub?
Oh fuck. Oh my fucking god. The show. No, I mean, episode 2 gives some context for why his sister isn't a fucking enabler. At least she is desperate to reconnect with her brother for whatever the fuck reason. He's a piece of shit. That she is willing to throw her best friend question mark under the bus for it, which makes her a horrible person, but at least gives us somewhere to fucking see where it comes from.
Yeah.
I kind of feel like tweeting this at Joe Cat. I'll do it after the show, though.
Ah!
Cards.
Are we ready for cards? No, not yet.
Okay.
What else do we have to talk about?
The bingo scene was genuinely cute.
Alright, fair enough, yeah.
Yeah, like, that, for the first time in this whole show, it felt like a genuine date. He wasn't full of shit, she wasn't miserably uncomfortable, and the way she won was genuinely funny. However, him laughing felt super fucking forced afterwards.
I mean, I just wish he, like, you know how the fucking bingo scene would have been improved? He wasn't there, and she accidentally throws the ball in the head of a guy and smacks the ceiling, and then goes right in the fucking center. Just he doesn't. No, it hits him too, and then it goes in the fucking center. I mean, like, he doesn't need to be there to make that scene good. That scene was just good by its own.
This scene would have been improved if she was in college and he wasn't a harasser.
Yeah, agreed. Otherwise, we got a odd, like... did you guys notice the faceless dude that was, like, washing dishes or, like, prepping teacups in the cafe that they were doing?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, protagonist.
Literally, hello, faceless hentai protagonist working the dishwashing station.
Do you want to know what filled me with dread as well? When she was
the
walking...
one who hurt him.
When she was walking up the stairs and fell down and he caught her, he was sitting up at the top of the stairs where you could see his fucking pant leg.
Yeah, we're pretty sure it's him, right? Everyone agrees?
Yeah, I know, it's pretty sure. So I was like, no, don't have him fucking try and blackmail and assault her and him coming and fucking saving her. Dear Lord, no!
You got the same fucking read off of that situation as I did, because this is
Fucking did.
I thought that too. I'm getting this.
the show's bad, guys.
Yeah. Piece of fucking shit.
Can we do cards?
Let's do cards.
Am I allowed to be a bad person?
Just remember that all of this is recorded, Meep, and everything you do says something about you.
I want to watch this train wreck for one more episode. I.
And like that,
The more.
you have become the new fruit tart.
Listen.
No.
don't. I don't know how to explain it. But the more we talk about it, and this could be me having watched it with people and laughing at their reactions. But
Good luck, people that he's gonna watch this with.
This show is bad. Let me put this out there. This show is bad. This show is toxic garbage. Don't watch it. Don't make poor life decisions like I am. I am being a bad person here. Don't be like me. I'm gonna fuck this show. I fucked it so you didn't have to.
Do you feel this silence, Meep? You haven't disconnected. Your shitty home internet did not take away. This is the silence of disappointment and judgment.
You kept watching Jobless, you. You don't have the right.
I condemned Jobless at every turn where it deserved to be condemned. This is not.
And I'm condemning this.
This show, Jobless did. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna step away again because I'm having gastral issues. Apologies. I found this episode more enjoyable, and there is starting to become some promise to this premise if he becomes a better person. But I still don't like how he ignores his boundaries and doesn't listen to her. It's not cute or sweet to pursue someone against their will, especially when you go and enter their life and their circles and start doing things to make them anxious, uncomfortable, and damaging their personal life. I was originally going to fuck this episode just because I wanted to see also what the third episode would do. But I've had the opposite effect as Meep. After discussing this with all of you, I am realizing that this show might very well be playing into the power fantasy of these Wall Street bros, like conventionally attractive men who are told that the world owes them everything and that they can do and have whoever and whatever they want, and they don't know how to take no for an answer. And even if it is funny, whoever wrote this show gets comedy and delivery and timing. However, I cannot stand by and really in good favor just say, yeah, this show gets to keep doing what it's doing. I don't care if Ryo is learning how to be a better person. He's ruining this young girl's life, and it is inconsensual. Knife.
Hello. I am not okay with what this show does. I entertained the idea of fucking the first episode. The second one has completely killed that by letting Ryo's grooming tactics fucking work in making Ichika actually feel things for him. I don't like it. I don't want to fucking support it. And it is frankly fucking disgusting. Giving the show the knife was not enough, so I went and got a prop. It gets the fucking automatic assault rifle.
I I retake my vote because I can't fucking decide. I that was a hasty decision.
You have made your bed, now lie in it.
Eh. I don't think I've ever been added and angry DM'd as much as I have right now.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know
Please,
if
no
Dal
bullying.
is audible to share right now, but he is saying that Meepus made his lock, and that is final. The show is going up on the wheel out of Meep's decision to want to watch another episode. And he cannot take that back, as we are currently here.
Let it be known that I know this show is bad. I have condemned it at every turn. I am making a poor decision because of my own curiosity of what happens next episode.
Yeah, Dalaran understands that this is a entertaining decision more than a supporting decision. I understand that. And Kurai will look over there when I'm done with the show. And also, yes, I have a gun. It's great.
The chat is bullying me.
It's a soft air gun.
The chat is bullying me and I don't like it. Listen, I have no right to call people out for watching Too Bad It's Good shows like XRM. I know I've given up that card, but at the same time, this has gotten actual genuine chuckles out of me. And unlike with XRM, I was able to watch this with people and laugh at their reactions. Say what you will about my will, but I I am not doing this because I like the show. I am doing this because the show is so bad that it came around to being good for me, just purely talking about it. But if it keeps up being what it is next episode, it is definitely getting the knife from me. I can't in all good faith give this more than 3 episodes. With that, let's move on to Full Dive, episode 1. Feck.
Good God.
Listen, no be angry. No one be angry. I am fully aware of what I'm doing. I am being a bad person. I know. But this is the more entertaining decision, I feel. And honestly, thinking about it, I need to give this show another episode just to see how fucked it gets next episode. Just to see how bad it goes. I need to watch this train wreck just like Dal did with fucking Fruit Tart. Or no, that was Gilly with Fruit Tart.
Thou hath made thine bedding, now lay in it.
Dal did the same thing with Jobless, but Jobless was a pretty fantasy show. Meanwhile, I'm here just looking at this going, this is just so bad it's good for me. It's not, I can't explain it. Now there is a chance it will end up dying on the wheel. So there is that.
Good Lord, here's hoping.
Honestly, I would have Dragon die before this if I'm being honest.
I enjoyed Dragon less than I enjoyed this one because of Ichika, but I can't stand for this one with who I am as a person.
Yep.
You're a better person than me.
I am scared to look at chat right now.
You're yelling at me.
I fully support them. But now that I've returned, yes, thank you for waiting.
You know what? I am Kieran. Meep, become Kieran.
You are pulling a Kieran right now. This is the Kieran decision. But I don't know. The joke is that Kieran locked a lot of shows that everyone hated, but because he just relished in the chaos. You are Elmo in the flames memeing right now, Meep.
Yeah. I mean, with X-Arm, I couldn't, with any good rights, do anything with that, because that was just a soul-sucking show for me. But now that you're back, let's move on to Full Dive, Episode 1. Hori is a troubled boy. Wait, is his name Hori?
No. Hiru.
Hiro.
Hiro. Oh, okay. Hiro is a troubled boy who loves video games. He tries to buy a new game, but the shop owner tricks him into buying a realistic MMO, where he kills his best friend on accident and escapes, only to find the shop owner as a fairy in the game to teach him skills. I
Boobies.
show you guys.
What?
I'm continuing to be a bad person. I loved this show.
Do I need to go get the gun again?
Please don't. You've already done it twice, and I need to confirm that it's not against Twitch terms of services.
Hey, there's nothing morally wrong with Full Dive. I know its quality isn't like Vivy or any of the other really good shows on this list, but I don't know, man. There was something about it that just made me happy watching it.
I'm trying to understand, where do you get off judging our shows? Like, how does someone have the gall to say that about the shows we've enjoyed and then go, I'm gonna fuck Corey Chemo, whatever the fuck the show's called, and
Hey,
you know what? I love.
You said you considered it, Dale.
And say, I love Full Dive. The ultimate next-gen Full Dive RPG is even shittier than real-life anime series.
Dal, I just want to compliment how you approached this with the "How dare you" voice.
I mean, am I wrong? Chat, am I wrong?
Entertained me, you fucks. I laughed so much at this show. Like, after he kills the best friend and just seeing the fucking other friend's reaction, and then her chasing him with the fucking animation, the shop owner calling everyone out who buys Call of Duty year after year, and even people knowing that it's not as fun as the year after, but Fluorite bought all of them, so may as well keep doing it. It
I mean,
worked for me.
okay, that was a good scene.
It was.
If it was a Final Fantasy reference, but I guess if it was in the Americas, it would absolutely be it would be a Call of Duty reference.
It is such a broad reference, Dal. It is Final Fantasy, it is World of Warcraft, it is FIFA, Madden, all the other shit.
Fair enough. That being said, when I first saw that scene, we saw her, and I'm like, boobs. The show is like, hey, look at this girl's boobs, and she got them big titty. And then she looks up, and I thought she was about to be like, she looked really sweet, and then he asked for that game, and she like started going off. I'm like, oh, is she actually like really mean? But no, she's just a passionate fucking crazy otaku.
I love her, and she's my wife.
She good rant. I do enjoy her, but I'm not entirely sure if it's because she's just busty Emilia, and you cannot tell me she is not just double D cupped Emilia from ReZero.
I mean, I don't know where I was going there. You're right.
Shit, you right. Let's go, Meep. Can you tell me I'm wrong?
I've never seen ReZero, so
You've never seen Art of Emilia?
Nope.
All right, I'm just gonna.
Damn.
I'm a do it. I'm gonna do the internet meme and post titty on thumbnail.
You would
Can I
keep.
explain why I like the show before I get crucified any harder?
I don't know. I'm already erecting this fucking cross.
The jokes worked so well for me. They did. I loved the jokes in the show. Like when he's getting jostled around by the teacher at first going, dude, calm the fuck down!
I like that. That scene was good. I love this idiot dumbass of a good meaning teacher, counselor, whatever.
I mean, that is good.
And then there's all the fucking... Then, like, I mean, when he was talking to his track and field friend, obviously he had some kind of injury or something that caused him to stop running track and field. I'm not the most interested in it, but I don't hate this main character. I kind of am endeared to him after what happened.
He's just sad boy Kirito instead of edgy boy Kirito.
I mean,
okay, yeah, I'll wait until I get my points. Keep going.
we haven't really. Unlike Kirito, he hasn't had 20 episodes of staying the same character.
Just you wait.
Yeah, just you wait.
Then we get to the people taking his money. That didn't work too well for me. But then we get to the shop scenes. The shop scenes worked for me in tandem purely because of the shop owner. I liked it. Then we get to the him walking home. Imagine getting some nice fan service of him imagining the girl in the bath. Or is that later on?
That's later on when she said, "Sorry, I'm late. I was in a bath," and that was very nice fan service.
Well, anyways, he tries calling her to ask her a question. She doesn't pick up. He goes home, walks in on his sister. Token anime, you pervert moment happens.
Just to cut in really quick, like, that's literally Sword Art Online had a sister, so we're gonna do it too. She even fucking kinda looks like her.
I think it's supposed to be because the whole concept is being, why would you play an MMO if you feel pain? And then that happens. He goes and he boots up the game. Looks like he's constantly orgasming while he's in the game because it cuts out to him, his lip quivering while he's in the chair.
Okay, you misread that a lot. I think that's one of the charming things about this episode is the fact that whenever he's experiencing something nice, it shows him in the gaming chair, like unconscious, smiling, and then whenever he's experiencing something unnice, he's just like, I thought that was really cute.
I know he's smiling, but the animation makes it look like something else.
I think we know why Meep likes the show. Go on.
Big boobied woman, that's part of it. But then we get in, and like there's this, like he's just doing, some stuff, hits his knee, fuck, wait a minute, why would I play a game if I feel pain? Then he just gets smacked in the face as the door opens. And then we just get this scene of like these NPCs info dumping on him, and he's just like, no, I want to fucking leave. And eventually he kills his friend on accident. And you get this. The scene was so funny to me of just how his friend was reacting. You're like, don't you fucking run. Just chasing him like a demon in the village. Then you get to the fairy part. That did a lot for me. Oh, let's see what your title is. Best friend killer. You soft locked yourself from the start.
It's game over from the start.
Yeah. Round one, fight!
I love how he soft locks himself in the first 5 minutes. Listen, I know this show isn't of, like, really good quality, but I enjoyed my time with it, man. I loved it.
On the complete opposite side of the scale, this is the show I hate the most out of all of these 10. Even more than Is It Too Sick to Call This Love. I fucking despise this piece of shit. Starts off with him, having the talk and everything, being, distant because he doesn't really fucking care about where his life is going. I can understand that. Whatever. You've clearly had the track and field. They're inviting him to join again. He seems better now, but guess he still has a mental block and decides to drown himself in video games instead. And I don't like how he got manipulated by the shopkeeper, even though I find her kind of amusing.
She's charming and like a
yeah. Then again, she fucking like he who lets prey on these fucking this teenager's hormones.
looks at the entire 80% of the advertising industry across the world.
Yeah, I mean that doesn't mean I'm gonna fucking justify it. I'm not gonna stand for it. Going on and
I enjoyed this.
yeah, you can feel free to. I'm gonna explain why I fucking don't. Going on to the scene where just like, oh yeah, just fucking walks in his sister, you pervert. Oh no, okay, my day's bad. Yeah, fucking got his money stolen as well. Just like weehoo, fucking great. Just to emphasize, this guy's life is a piece of fucking garbage. Gets in the game and everything, starts marbling and everything. Like, okay, I can kind of get behind this guy having a good time in the video game, and things swiftly go to shit as he feels pain. He gets smacked in the head. He talks to them, says like, "I want to leave," and for some reason, that's the most heinous fucking crime in existence. So much so his best friend tackles him into the fucking wall, and then they start fighting. He smashes his fucking nose apart and starts bleeding everywhere. Smashes him to the floor. Hiro kind of overcome with sheer fucking anger and frustration at how horrible his fucking life is, and now he has to experience the same kind of garbage he does in real life here. Gets up and tackles his best friend, who was holding a knife at the time, which gets lodged into his fucking mouth, killing him instantly. And this guy's just like, oh, just give him some revive herbs, and clearly not understanding that this guy's fucking dead, even though, you know, reacting to it as his sister's fucking screaming in terror. Deciding to run from it while she's chasing him, and just like, is that going to be a constant thing? Is that going to be reset? Is this just going to be a fucking thing? Because the opening showed just her being fucking all over this guy's dick, even though he murdered her fucking brother.
Well, it's not like Sword Art. You could just reset the game. I think that's what's gonna happen.
I don't know if that's gonna happen because
I don't think that's possible, because when he opened the menu, it said save progress and exit, and there was only a yes and no. I don't think he can fucking reset it.
It would be funny if he could. I will offer a hypothesis, a proposition. Also, I see chat blowing up. Just to reiterate our rules with so many deaths, chat's like, well, half the roster's off the list. One thing can die per episode unless we do a different wheel, which we will discuss after all of our votes are cast. And nothing can die its first episode, so this show is technically not eligible, but things will die this episode of FMK Anime. Unless somehow they don't. Anyway, fuck, what were we talking about? Yeah, so my proposition. I think he's going to try to restart the game, but the game either has a legacy system or it glitches, and she's super friendly to him again, but deep down she remembers what he did. So she's going to glitch out once in a while and go into a murderous rage. At least that's what I gathered from the ending.
Yeah, I can. I mean, I'm gonna have to watch another episode of this either way, so we'll fucking see, I suppose. But yeah, running and fucking hiding away, and her eventually showing up and everything. Him going, forgetting all the fucking horrible shit he experienced with us in a bath. Ooh, horny. I kind of felt a bit fucking off.
I think he's still not realizing that. He's still thinking it's just game.
Yeah, I just don't like him. I don't like his way of dealing with his issues. He seems so extremely entitled and kind of just pathetic in most things, and not realizing like, oh, I felt pain. Of course I'm not gonna feel pain while fist fighting this buff fucking farmer dude. He's an idiot of the highest caliber, and I fucking hate him.
I
I
hope.
think he knew pain when fighting the guy. I think he was just so angry he didn't care. Like the adrenaline was pumping.
No, I think he meant in the
He
beginning.
wasn't. He wasn't even angry at that point. He was just like, "Oh, okay, I just need to beat him, and I'll beat him easily." Because yeah.
So, I remember seeing the trailer for this, and it showed the dude getting stabbed, and then the girl screaming. We didn't have the context that it was a Vigi game. I was really apprehensive of this scene, and yeah, my notes for that scene simply read, well, shit, fuck, Jesus, shit, fuck. Because, yeah, fuck, I, I'm in the middle of you two, because I enjoy the idea, the premise of welcome to this hyper realistic Vigi game, VR MMO, except I don't understand how it's a VR MMO if each person has to go through this experience. It's a dead game, I think, is the explanation. Both the next episode's title and also the fact that this game came out 10 years ago and has been falling out of popularity.
Yeah, it's stated in the show several times that, I mean, this game was the controversial one that was completely abandoned and it's 10 years old. Yeah, it's a dead game.
Yeah. But like I actually it was brutal, but if the show's going to go more brutal, which it feels okay, so here's my thing. The scene with the brother dying, his besto friendo, actually worked. The scene of him getting punched in the nose and like going into like a panic about it and just like screaming and crying like fuck like that, too real. And as long as this show doesn't turn into like revenge fantasy or like gorefest or gorefet, I think I might be okay with that aspect. Overall, though, I like the idea of this person logging in into this hyper realistic camp like fantasy RPG setting and not just treating it like a video game and fucking up. Because like you see this as a dungeon master, as like as someone who runs tabletop with new players, they treat it like a video game, and like instead of like treating it like character simulation, which is what this game is going for. So I have to admit, I am very curious to see what this show is going to do with this premise. That being said, am I optimistic about this show doing something great with this premise? Like, with the ending of this episode, I was like, what the fuck is this show? Like, will he get a redo? A start over? Will the game glitch and Alice will now remember deep down what he did to her brother? And it will keep clawing at her from the deep within until she kills him? Apart from over-the-top violence and gore, I actually like the concept of people, like, reacting to a video game logic player. Like, these are people reacting to him being like, I need to go do this quest.
I like that idea, but there are shows who have done that better.
Fair.
If I should give this show any sort of description, it feels like Konosuba without any charm.
I dislike Konosuba. It's just not for me.
Yeah, I said that before, but it's what it feels like. It feels like Konosuba without any of the actual comedy in it.
I don't think this show's aiming to be a comedy.
Right.
No,
but
it's supposed to be a comedy. The
yeah,
comedy
with
doesn't work for me.
Yeah, with what they're setting up, yeah, it's supposed to be a comedy, just not in my fucking taste. And
oh, this is another show about some dude just failing over and over again. I'm out.
Yeah, I mean that feels like it's what's going to be.
I don't think it's supposed to be about him failing over and over again. I think it's just these slapstick scenarios. Like, let me put it this way: I don't think it's going to be like Dungeon Boonies. I think it's going to be closer to what's a good example?
Konosuba?
No, I wouldn't call this like Konosuba. I don't have a good example. I don't think it's going to be about him failing over and over again. I think it's going to be about him, learning from his experiences in here, and it's gonna stick with the premise. It's exploring these things in video games that would be like, oh, yeah, this is a video game, but it feels like real life. Why the fuck would you play it?
I like the idea of like hyper reality in video games. So this already has me caught on premise, but yeah, the whole like, oh, is there going to be a sister fet? Because Sword Art Online did it, so now we gotta do it too. Okay, I guess. Whoa, least favorite part of Sword Art Online, except where Kirito cheats on his wife multiple times.
Well, I don't think he's a sister fetish. I think he legitimately just walked in there on accident. If anything, he seems to have a fetish for the shopkeeper.
I mean, how can you not?
Yeah.
Shall we talk about the ending?
Sure.
That's actually, I think that's the opening.
Yeah. Well, right now it's the opening, potential ending. Right now it's the ending, potential opening. Not a fan. The song is pretty generic for the genre. It's isekai, video game, fantasy, haha song, and singers are nice. It's just the melody just didn't really do much for me. No offense. And the visuals and fan service are honestly jarring. The clapping hands, the weird cuts between characters, it's visually jarring for me. At the very least, I found it very disorienting.
Man, I'm just being the heel today. I really liked it. I really liked it.
This is why we can't have nice things, man. Wonder Egg had to die for this? To you?
Gilly left and I absorbed his power.
Hey, mate, I'm happy you liked it. Now die.
Are we ready for cards?
Yes. I feel like I made my opinions very clear. But yes, go. What were you saying, Dollar?
Do you have anything you want to say about the opening / ending?
It's fine. I'd be honest. I mean, that's kind of why I'm comparing it to Konosuba. It's just like just the copy of Konosuba's opening.
Fair enough. Then the last thing I say before we hold up cards is that losing a $10,000 yen bill hurts.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. I know the value of that now that I looked it up after Super Cup. It's $90.
It's $90.
Yeah. Well, I'll hold up my card first. I loved this show more than I ever expected. I'm gonna fuck this show.
This show is Hero, and oh, would you look at that? My card is just a picture of that blonde sister girl. Huh. I guess that means murder.
I don't find the protagonist charming. In fact, getting his comeuppance should have not. Well,
the issue is that it isn't his comeuppance. It is affecting others instead of him.
Yeah, and so I didn't like that he got his comeuppance. That scene made me uncomfortable, probably intentionally so. Like he looked really hurt. I felt bad for him. Is he that good of a person? No. Is he dealing with his problems? Well, not at all. But like the kid obviously is having a really fucking hard time. Wish he would handle it better. The world setting and animation is very pretty. Anime is insane. Like I'm sorry, like this new age. I sound like an old man right now, but this new age of anime, while like I prefer like mid late 90s and early 2000s like anime in general in terms of aesthetic, this new age of anime of just gorgeous settings and like sceneries and backdrops just looking great is wild to me. Like every show like looks good. X-Arm is not a show, so it doesn't count. But like damn, fuck. And the characters are genuinely nicely drawn, nice little colorations and outfits, and the show loves their female protags. Also, we didn't see her yet, but you see her in the opening / ending. The fucking red hair girl is just Mirin from Slime Isekai.
I can give this show that it looks fucking great, and you guys are fucking slobbering over the shop owner girl. That girl sends me.
Blonde girl?
No, the red-haired girl in the fucking opening.
She's too scantily dressed, and she's kind of like a lolicon, so I'm like, but she's just Mirin.
She's fully tall. She's just flat-chested.
Oh, okay. She seems small.
That doesn't make her a lolly.
Okay, so sorry. I still thinking she looks like Mirin from Slime. Like they have
Fair.
the same character design down to the shorts.
Fair enough.
I haven't gotten that far in Slime yet, so.
Oh, it's like in the first. It's like okay. Anyway, it's not really a spoiler. You don't know who she is, but just look up Miram Slime Isekai or whatever I forgot the name of the series, but I actually really enjoyed it, so I should go watch season 2. Regardless, the concept is still alluring to me, and honestly, if this show just continues to make his life worse, I'm out. But if this show does something interesting with the premise of restarting a game and trying to get better each time, maybe this will give me something, especially if it keeps to the whole like reality to video game logic kind of disconnect. That being said, just like with It's Too Sick to Call This Love, I hope that we see our main character become better. So this is only the first episode. It didn't win me over too much, but I'm willing to give it 1, maybe 2 more shots.
So is that a fuck?
It's a fuck.
Well, with that, we have ourselves 2 fucks and a kill for Full Dive. And now we have a wheel. Now we have a wheel to spin, boys.
I have a final thing to say about both of your answers on that. My disappointed is immeasurable, and my day is ruined.
Fair enough.
It was because of me we get a wheel today, and while I am not proud of the choice I made, I am happy with the results. Because honestly, I also want to see that train wreck of episode 3. I am too curious to not.
All right.
You're damn right, chat. You're goddamn right, chat.
Demon Lord. Well, I mean, spoilers, but there you go.
I love the varying like vastness of the shows I love. Me starts with Vivy. I love this show. Me gets down to Full Dive. I love this show. But it was more of a guilty I love this show because I knew I was gonna get shit for it.
You conveniently glanced over the fact that you voted to fuck It's Too Sick to Call It Love.
I don't love that show. I just want to see the train wreck.
Alright, everyone, it's time for the Wheel of Murder! So whenever a show, more than one show, gets 2 knives or 3 knives, whenever there is a tie, we have to stick to our rule. Only one show can die a week. So everything goes on the wheel. And because it's on the wheel, we have 3 things this week. 7 nights, It's Too Sick to Call This Love, meep, and Dragon's House Hunting. We're about to spin the wheel, and whatever this lands on, it will be dead.
Quick question. Isn't there a chance for it to not kill anything as well?
Well, let's talk about this. Do we want to add all dead or none dead into this wheel?
No, I'm comfortable for that when it's only 2 on the wheel, but when it's 3, that's because think of it this way: if like we have 3 or 4 shows on the wheel and it lands on all dead, well, that's no fun.
Yeah, I mean, no dead is acceptable, but all dead would be far too fucking much at this point.
Alright, so we're gonna stick to...
As much as I don't want to say no dead, but like I would be okay with adding no, because that would be acceptable with all this, but I do want something to die.
In that case, let's spin that wheel!
Also, fun fact. First wheel we've had when it's only been 2 knives.
Oh, motherfucker, it was so close!
Yes!
It was right fucking there. Meep's mistake was about to be fucking omitted.
I'm not seeing the wheel spin.
Dragon's House Hunting dies on the first week of FMK Anime, Spring 2021.
You know what? I can suffer through another episode of Too Sick if it means I don't have to watch Dragon's House Hunting. I'm okay with that.
You guys are so mean to the show.
I don't like it.
I don't either.
I'm upset.
That they're salt. Your outrage feeds me, chat.
What do you mean, Kuro?
Hashtag boo meep in chat, please. And with that, and
if I didn't fuck It's Too Sick to Call This Love, Dragon would be alive, and It's Too Sick to Call This Love would be dead. I made the right decision.
Did you, though?
Yes.
Did you really?
Kuro, you were upset at how bad the show massacred your boy. I made the right decision.
Well, see that, Kuro? Kuro Sakura. He is using your disappointment in the anime adaptation against you. But with that, this has been. Yeah, thank you. At least it's not harassment, Meep.
Yeah.
With that golden line, it has been a 6 hour, 22 and 26 second stream, y'all.
Good lord.
Makan, it's good to have you here, bud. Welcome.
Wow. Happy for being here. Also,
Dragon House Hunting is fucking dead.
Yeah. Also, I want to say, if Too Sick to Call It Love, if what we all thought would happen happens, I mean, it's dying next time, and I mean, how about we just light up some fucking torches, grab some pitchforks, and like boycott this fucking company? Because like who the fuck greenlit this shit if that's happens? What we fucking hadn't planned.
Some executive who wishes he would be treated the way Rio is.
Yeah, like you fucking if what we all imagine, seeing the fucking hentai guy in the kitchen who was also on the stairs, if he does what we all imagined he is gonna do, I mean, yeah, this show is immediately fucking dead, and fuck that entire company.
But Makan, it will give Rio the perfect opportunity to sweep in and be her true savior, and then she will understand how great of a guy he really is.
And I'm going to headbutt my desk in half.
Please don't. It sounded metal from the clanking sounds. Thanks, Arta Lucas. I appreciate you counting up the seconds with us. So,
I'm happy with how today went.
Fuck you. Shit on my Super Cub, on my feel-good show, and then come out with this shit? No.
Hey, you shit on my baby full dive.
Oh,
Don't
so...
you even.
Okay. Well, with this, everyone, thank you for joining us. Meep, where can they find you? Meep's dead. Or am I dead?
No, you're not dead.
I don't want to tell them where they can find me.
You can find it at SoulKing77 or 7777. I'm not sure which one. It's fine. I won't say it. Just you guys look up the beginning. There we go. SoulKing777. It's fine. I didn't even have to say it. You guys could just look at the beginning of this VOD or the YouTube video and find out for yourselves. You know what? We're gonna come back to Meep. Makan, where can they find you?
In the vast forest of Sweden, screaming at the sky. But also on Twitter.com, occasionally reposting possums and other cute animals or other trash I find that I might find amusing at that Viking underscore between the Viking. Dat underscore Viking.
Dat underscore Viking. And as always,
thinking about changing the handle, but I mean, it's there now.
And as always, I have been Dalaran Quest. Thank you everyone for joining us. I see we have had a very nice viewership throughout the session. This has been great. Thank you for joining us at the start of a new season. Holy fuck, what a ride today has been. Next week we are down to, I want to say, 10 episodes instead of 14, so God bless. And yeah, this has been a good time. Catch us streaming this next week at 1 o'clock EST, in case that needs to be said, PM. You guys can catch me over at twitter.com at DalaronQuest. Honestly, Twitch, YouTube, Twitter, everything, Dalaron Quest. DALARON Quest. Normally we do D&D on Tuesdays, but the schedule is changing, so it's not going to be consistent. Check that out if you guys want to. Also, since we have you here, I did a voice reel. It's on my YouTube. Your feedback would be appreciated. So, Meep, as you could hear, I stumbled with my self-plugging there because I can't help but sit here and just think, man, what did you do?
I got Dragon's House Hunting